9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tonight, on Thursday Night Live Fly Tying, we witness the triumphant return of Tim, who has journeyed far across the vast Pacific to the mystical rivers of New Zealand. There, among the emerald currents and wary trout, he has gathered wisdom and knowledge passed down not through words, but through water, wind, and the silent whispers of the wild. And now he brings that wisdom home to be woven into two remarkable patterns. First, the Marabou Clouser, a fly of simplicity and elegance, designed to tempt the cunning predators that lurk below. And then the swinging Caddis, an artful creation embodying movement, life, and the very essence of the caddisfly's journey. With only 4 episodes left in Season 7, the stakes are higher than ever. The Flyingo prize pool has reset. But tonight, a pay-it-forward Captain Clutch sticker ensures that someone will walk away victorious. And amidst the excitement, we take a moment to honor a cause close to our hearts, breast cancer awareness. So don your pink, raise your glasses, and join us for an unforgettable night. This is Thursday Night Live Fly Tying. Let the tying begin.
All right, folks.
What's up, guys?
We got some racers tonight.
We do. Look at that. That's a whole lot of Dana's mom. You actually have a chance to win.
I am going to win, and so is my mom.
Ah, yes. That's amazing.
Oh, so everybody, welcome to Thursday Night Live, season number 7, episode number 10.
10.
Gosh darn, it's going quick.
Going by too quick.
Going by too quick. And
too quick.
The good news is tonight, seems like just trying to get all the levels right for what we're hearing here. I'm Dana. This is Tim. Big day. We're going to, I don't know, do you say celebrate breast cancer awareness? Do you say we're just going to awareness of breast cancer awareness?
Make it known.
Yeah, we want to celebrate anybody who's in here who's been affected by breast cancer or any cancer for that matter. Kind of a big day in my household, my mom's household, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, she was a trooper today, folks, and like always in Fly Toga, we always have races, and tonight my mom cannot lose. Whether it's the dark auburn version or the ginger pale,
the Disney princess is up there.
Whatever she decides to wear. She called herself Goldilocks because she underwent a double mastectomy today, and she told us, "I'll be a little bit like Goldilocks for the next couple weeks. You know, everything is maybe too hot, too cold, but." She needs to remind us that we need to have a little grace
for ourselves
with her, like not being super comfortable everywhere.
More than
so spent the night with her, and she started early before the surgery.
Yeah,
and James failed. James, so if they're, I think they're watching because we got a little surprise for you. We have a guest on the couch, and we've got somebody that's gonna call into the show quickly. So, throw in your winner. Who do you think's going to win?
I'm going to have to... God, it's a tough one, but I think I'm going to go with Dana's mom.
The pale version or the just back from Mexico version?
I just call her my mom.
All right, because we spend the summers at the Trout Hotel with Dana's mom. We're wearing pink. We hope you guys are wearing pink. If you're wearing pink, send us a photo, a selfie. Let us know that you guys are here supporting all those super awesome people who are battled, or are winning, or going to win, or going to battle this. But anyways, there it is. First race is about to begin now. I can't believe I'm going to go 4 for 4 tonight.
I think you should have to choose.
Okay. All right, so put it in the comments. Her name is Darlice, Darlice, but I just thought I would go with Dana's mom because maybe you guys wouldn't know what I was talking about. But here we go. I'm going to go with Dana's mom, just back from Mexico version.
All right, well, I'm going to go with the fresh ginger.
Okay, all right. Here we go on 3,
Let's
2,
go.
1, race.
What?
Oh, who
who's
brought
the
the unicorn?
That's not right.
Oh, I didn't bet on the unicorn.
Oh, it's tight. Look at that.
Well, the music for that was hot out of the gates.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Come
Dana's
on.
mom.
I like coming from behind. It'll happen. Wait, you
could
watch.
I win? Could I win the first?
No, you're
of
not.
Of course I could.
Yeah, baby. And on the unicorn for the finish.
And because, I don't think there's a
how
chance
could you
to race
lose?
again.
It's like 50-50.
I don't think there's a chance to race again. Look at this. There's always a chance to race again when I'm controlling it.
I see you switch positions there.
And colors.
Come on.
One or number 2. Don't wait. You just have to let us know. Are you picking Dana's mom or are you picking Dana's mom?
I'm sticking with my winner.
All right. So that's changed, though. It is actually the one on the bottom resembles my mom the most.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Not blonde.
Yep, that is her. So one or number 2, Dana's mom. I just got it right in the comments. Dana's mom, and beside that go -2 or -1. So that's what we do here to start every single show. We play Fly Toga. What is Fly Toga? It's fly fishing yoga. It gets your fingers all warmed up so that you could keep the comments rolling all show. We're tying up a couple really cool flies, the Marabou Clouser and the swinging Caddis.
Yeah.
And we're going to kind of do what we've been making a trend out of is bing, bang, boom. We're going to tie both flies back to back because our friend Ted brought us some salted caramel moonshine. And
Doesn't make you blind, though, so that's good. Cheers.
And Tim is having a sleepover. So there we go. Dana's mom won. I'm going to go with Dana's mom -1 because that one there.
Cheers and not drink.
Oh, yeah. Mike McKenna. We're losers. All right, get your answers in. Dana's mom won for me, so don't pick it. You won't win. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
There goes my mom loves horses, so
She
it's
does.
very fitting.
Very fitting.
And because over the next couple weeks, she will be a princess
Yeah.
and be treated as such. That is why I chose these racers tonight.
Yeah. You have a chance here.
Probably not, but 50-50.
Come on.
Dana's mom.
Oh, yeah,
there
I
you
got
go.
it again.
Oh, my goodness. I told you.
Finally.
Finally, the actual right winner is there.
Wonderful. Look at you go. You did it. It took how many episodes?
And I kept her in. So we got 2 more races, folks. Get your guesses in. Let us know. Are you going to go 4 for 4? Because that is my first ever.
Your first ever win.
Sub victory. We're going to call that. Sub victory.
You had to go down to just 2 players to have a chance.
Well, I tried one and they wouldn't let me. All right.
Travis is 2 for 2.
Throw
I'm
in the
2 for 2.
comments Dana's mom 1 or Dana's mom 2 because purple and blue, that doesn't work if you're colorblind. Let us know in the comments and we're off to the races in 3. What'd you pick?
I'm going with 2 this time.
All right, I'm staying with Dana's mom number 1. Here we go. There it goes. Follow the unicorn.
Come on, 3 for 3.
Adrian's first win too, guys. Finally, the real version that looks like my mom showed up and brought us victory. That makes my heart happy.
This is tight race.
Yep. It's oh, there it
Let's
goes.
go.
Off to
Come
the races.
on.
There it goes.
Yeah, I got it. I got
no.
it. 3 for 3.
No.
3 for 3. Oh, come on. 4 for 4. Let's go.
I'm not happy with that. Now we don't know because they both won and I didn't have to reset it. So Fly Toga. Get your fingers racing on the keyboard because this reminds you that your comments drive the show. They drive the show. They keep the show going because without your comments, well, we're just two dudes in a basement. Slightly less than Wayne's World.
Less?
We kind of got the house to ourselves. We could do fun activities.
You could. There's so much space.
I cannot wait to show you guys who's on the couch. Yes, we're coming to you.
Just be patient. Don't
be patient.
Speak out of turn.
Oh. Don't give it up. We got some amazing baking coming from
We do.
Black Stag Bakery. Plus, we got some announcements. Plus, we got a new friend of TNL wanting you guys to get a discount.
Wow. I was going to say
some of the best scissors in the industry.
Scissory. I want to get him scissory.
Yeah, the wizard brings sorcery, but our new friend brings scissory.
Party on, Tim.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they think you're winner. But this will be the truth. Dana's mom, number one, the real virgin. Come on, mom.
Okay, I'm going to go with 1 so that I can go 4 for 4.
Okay, well, you know what's good for you, and that's to follow in my footsteps.
Except never.
And we're off at 3, 2, 1. Race
Let's
is
go.
on.
Come on. Let's go, baby. Dana's World. Uh-oh. It's always best, though. You want to come from behind. Yeah, come on. 4 for 4.
Look at this. Look at this. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Don't
We
do
got
this. There it is. Yeah! We finally did it.
What do you mean we?
We picked the same one and we won.
Ah, yes, that's true.
Because if you've ever picked the same one as me, you have
lose.
not won. Oh, Fly Toga, you're a beautiful thing.
That was
And
wonderful.
Look at that. She's so happy. She's riding her unicorn. The music is so terribly loud.
Yeah, it was up there.
So I think I have to clear that before we go into this idea of thanking our awesome sponsors. Hold tight, sit down. We're going to be right back. We got so many fun things planned for you guys tonight. And the couch is one of the really fun things coming.
It's very
right
energetic.
Up.
Innovation is in our DNA here at Fishpond, and this year we're raising the bar. From the brand new Storm Shadow line with industry-first weather resistance to new Nomad net models crafted for any application. Built for every mile, the entire line is crafted for the rugged demands of adventure travel to the ease of everyday angling. Head on over to fishpondusa.com to find a dealer near you.
Times and places are all in who you share them with, and it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with. Joy is who you share it with. I remember when you told me.
What's up,
What's
good
up?
people
What's up?
of Thursday Night Live Fly Tying? Your
up?
favorite night of the week?
Well, everybody's favorite. It better be.
Yep.
But this is the best time of the show because it's roll
I'm
call.
curious, guys that went 3 for 3, like our good buddy Ray in Dutchess, Alberta. Just curious, did you sit one out or
Out of 4 races, how did you go 3 for 3?
Did you just take them all again?
Self-made man right there.
As you can tell by the letters underneath me, I'm Dana.
And I'm Tim.
And we've been here for 7 years now, hanging out with you guys, you fine
7
folks,
years.
the TNL FAM. That's what's beautiful about this, is the community of people who reach out. And we're there for each other. We're more than just fly tying. We're a community. And fly tying, fly fishing is just kind of that common thread that binds us together. But yeah, so much more. So because that's what's important, let us know where you're from, what you're drinking. Right now, we're just having all my thoughts. A leftover beer from last week before we get into beer 30. And I still got a little bit of this salted caramel moonshine.
I do not. I put that back. But this beer, I mean, I don't know how you guys rated it last week, but this is a really
We did
good
well.
one.
Yeah, yeah. There was only the one smoky one after, to which Ted just slammed to the ground.
8.2. Jeez.
Yeah, well, you don't have to drive home tonight because why? Well, folks, this is why.
Are those worms?
That's right. It's nothing to see here, but we might be going fishing tomorrow.
What's up, Tyler? Tyler's back in the house with us, with the TNL fam.
Well, Jacques Heroux got 0 out of 4. Not good, not good.
Jack.
But, well, anyways, I've been 0 for 104 so far. Tonight was an
It's a big
omen.
night. 2 for 4 of those.
Indeed, it was beautiful. So if you're just tuning in, let us know where you're from, what you're drinking, and breast cancer awareness is happening tonight. Some of you may not know, my mom spent the day in the hospital getting a double mastectomy. And yeah, oddly enough, we do have a special guest. It's not her on the couch, as some people have asked. But we do have a guest on the couch, which we are going to bring to you guys shortly. So you have the guest is just coming to you. Just hold tight.
Yeah. Looking a little drowsy.
We want to say hi to you guys, Mr. Jacques Heroux, Scott, Laurent, Scotty.
Scotty?
Look at this.
Oh, yeah. We're Scotty stuff.
Look at this.
Ooh.
Scotty made this and sent it up to us
That's so
because
beautiful.
Trudeau and Trump are fighting. It took a bit to get here. But yeah, just stuff like this. Dear Tim, Dana, and the TNL fam, thanks for all the years of fly tying, fun, and laughs. I hope you can use this bottle opener I handcrafted to enjoy some tasty brews. And I hope someday to make it up to Alberta and fish the bow with you all. Thanks again for everything. Your friend, Scott.
Thanks, Scotty.
And this incredible fly box, which will be going into the end of the season. $10,000 donation giveaway. This is just so cool. That's what we're spoiled with, is
Yeah, good
awesome
people.
like you guys that are
OQP?
super kind.
OQP, only quality people. Thank you for that, Scott. That's
OQP,
amazing.
tie some flies, we drink some beers, and we play Flyingo. You can see it scrolling across the top, and you can see these pictures here. That's what we're going to be tying tonight.
Yeah, where are they?
Peace. That's a peace offering from the neighbors. Roger Beatty enjoying a mint chocolate Klondike bar. Is that
Wow,
a special
that's-
whiskey?
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Brendan drinking a sea change in the YEG. That is Edmonton. We
That's
know
too
what
bad.
the WEG
Brendan,
is.
Are you thinking about moving? Like, I just
Yeah.
want to know.
Yeah, he's going to upgrade his life.
Move to Calgary.
Move to Calgary.
Even
Elaine,
Red Deer.
Doug
What's
is
up,
Elaine
Doug?
Lee. Diving Fox from High River Brewery. That's interesting. I didn't know it was a brewery.
High River. Okay.
Mr. Papes in Baltimore. Drinking
Oh, man.
Sagamore.
We need to go to
9-year-old.
Tom's house because
Oh,
he's
that
got
dude's got a liquor
cellar, man.
cabinet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you know
yeah,
that thing
yeah.
looks good. And it's not like every night it's the same. It's always something different. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's like and
good
intense.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
man.
let us know where you're from. Mr. Dylan Ducher's in the house.
What's up,
Scotty
Dylan?
Borchardt, amen. Scotty Lorenz. Peace offering. I think that's what he's talking about. Banana cream moonshine. See, Mr. Cole. We got Teddy. Teddy left us with a few drops.
just a drop.
That's how she goes. You never know how she goes until she goes, and then you know how she went.
Why are you looking at me to
That's
just,
moonshine talking.
you want
Tim.
me? You want me to like justify?
Yeah,
your great.
run with
that
it.
was
Wrap
fantastic.
It out.
That was
Wrap
great.
it out. Wrap
You
it
got
out. Sign me.
Sign me up for something.
All right. You guys aren't
The
really
voiceover
telling
king.
us a lot of stuff about where you're from, what you're drinking. But what you can do is give us a like, a share, because this is a very important message going out tonight about breast cancer awareness. And I did say the word celebrate earlier because that's kind of what I've resolved on, is celebrating the important people in our life who have gone through this and going through this and battling this. And it's not just the people directly affected, it's the people
Secondary.
close to the people,
Tertiary.
people whose summer mom. So here we go. We got some comments coming in. Danny Alstrom is Suck Lake City. Is that a drink?
I think
is
it's
that
a
what they
salt-
call their
salt.
water in Salt Lake City?
Maybe it
Suck
sucks.
Lake City. I was there earlier last year, and I did not have any. Drinking Woodford Reserve in Calgary. And Brendan Tide, well, go ahead.
Go back up a little bit. A little bit more. There you go. Gary says, my wife is a breast cancer survivor, also a double mastectomy, but I have her for a long time now. It's
You know
awesome,
what?
dude. It's
You
awesome.
know what? This deserves some like confetti.
Yeah, it's such a big thing, man.
All right.
It's a hardship, but you get to keep your loved one a lot longer.
Well, and to celebrate is exactly what it is. And thanks for sharing that, Gary. Tyler's having a Trapper Orange Cream Ale from Rival Trade. And he says,
Awesome. That's his voice too.
he could have been the guy on the couch, but apparently.
Tyler,
no.
yeah, what's up, dude? You're supposed to be on the couch this season. Come on, bro.
March 22nd, I-4 in Olds, Alberta. You have to come hang out with us.
You do.
Fly up, whatever you got to do. We have a couch. Couch takes prisoners. You can sleep on it too. Kenny Hall's
So
drinking coffee.
versatile.
It's so versatile. It is casting couch. It is
Yeah.
sleeping couch. It is prisoner couch.
Yeah.
It's take your nuts couch.
Well, sometimes
It
they
does.
flop
yeah.
out. Yeah.
That's what it does. And Brendan,
We just suck.
where's this? Oh, yeah.
Again.
Oh, okay. Trevor's in the middle of a bush. Oh, White Court, Fox Creek area having some coffee.
It's like, bro, take a break and call us back.
It is
You're
the best.
busy.
It's the best night of the week, but
Celebrate it how you must.
you don't have to do your two favorite things
At
at
the same time. Yeah, save it. One at a time.
Oh, those northern folk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Tyler Hirsch is coming. We can't wait to hang out with him. Hey, there's Steve Lyle, folks.
What's up, Steele?
Round of clicks. Steel Lyle.
Steele.
Steel
Steele,
McNipples Lyle.
yeah.
Speaking of nipples, we should
Yeah.
head over. Check out what Baldy Bob has for us this
Oh,
week.
it's Baldy got up.
That goofy little bugger, he might have a bit of a sentiment tonight.
I don't know if we can handle sentimental Bob.
So we're going to come back and I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out when we're gone. All right. Hang tight.
Hang tight.
Don't leave. Baldy Bob will lose his SH on you. And he also might want you to write something in the comments, but that's up to you. Here we go.
Well. If it ain't you fine folks tuned in again, probably just to see me. I know. But if you are new here, I'm Baldy Bob. And don't you dare move a muscle, because I got something real important to talk about today, you know? And now, not like I don't always have something important, but today is different. And now, normally, I'd be telling you about the time I fought off a rogue pelican from my last grasshopper fly. But tonight we gotta talk about something bigger. Something that hits real close to home. You see, the TNL family? Yeah, we're more than just a bunch of fly tires slinging thread and telling tales. We are a community. And when one of us faces something tough, we all stand together. And that's why tonight we're showing up. Not just for the fish, but for Dana's mom. Now, y'all know Dana, our fearless leader, the guy who somehow wrangles Tim into staying on schedule and making sure the wizard doesn't cheat at Flyingo. But tonight, while we're here sharing stories and tying flies, his mom's in the hospital, fighting her own battle. And as we speak, she's undergoing a double mastectomy and taking the fight to breast cancer head on. And folks, that's some real bravery. And tonight, we tie while wearing pink. And tonight we send all our strength and all our prayers and all our good vibes straight to her. Cause she ain't just Dana's mom. She's the mom of the TNL family. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Holy Bob, what's a guy like you doing talking about breast cancer? Well, let me tell you something. It ain't just about the people fighting. It's about the people standing beside it. Now, 1 in 8 women are diagnosed in their lifetime. And that's wives, moms, sisters, daughters, best friends. And yeah, fellas, it can happen to us too. But here's the real deal. Early detection saves lives. Go get checked. And remind the woman in your life to get checked. And never, ever take the people that you love for granted. Now, before I go, I gotta ask. Has anyone out there ever heard of Casting for Recovery? It's this incredible program that takes breast cancer survivors out on the water, giving them a chance to heal, to find peace, and to just breathe again. I mean, ain't that what fishing does best? Bring us back to ourselves. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fish more than just once this week. We're gonna go fish for hope. We're gonna fish for strength. And most importantly, we're gonna fish for Dana's mom. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got a tie fly that raises awareness and catches fish. And I'm thinking pink. Pink foam, a splash of sparkle, and maybe just a touch of magic. And if it works, you'll all be hearing about the Baldy Bob Booby Bug next week. We'll see you then. I'm Bob. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
It's Beer 30! Join Dana and Tim as they sip, savor, and sometimes suffer through craft beer adventures.
Yeah, but we're actually not doing Beer 30.
Not yet.
We got a special guest calling into the show right now, folks. And I just want to check it out and see how to do this. And let's just say assign to guest 1. And then we got to go over here and say...
You think tying's hard. What he's doing over there.
Who's
that is
this
witchcraft.
guy here?
The wizard was born from his fingers.
Yes, video source. All right, I think I've got a chance. Look at that, folks. It is the princess,
Mom.
and she got her crown.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And
just straighten my crown and keep on going.
yeah,
amen
wow,
to
look
that.
at that, folks. In 4 hours ago, she was under the knives getting a double mastectomy, and there she is. I couldn't pay her to come on the show any other time, but those drugs do wonders.
Not true. I listen many nights.
Well, you listen, but to get you to come on the live stream.
That's true. That's true. And I'm feeling darn good. I think I might be stoned. But you know what, guys? You do your beer. I'll just do my drugs.
Yeah. No sharing.
Just a
No,
question.
I'm not sharing with any.
Come
they
on,
only
Mom.
give you a certain amount. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not very many.
You gotta
I
be careful.
will use those lightly.
That's fair.
And
So-
I want to let you all know I appreciate your prayers. I appreciate you guys all thinking about me, and really meant a lot to me. Really meant a lot to me. My pink bracelet is still on my arm.
Scooter
that I'm
Tabor.
wearing. Can you see it?
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
So I appreciate that. That's meant a lot to me. I wore that all the time.
Yeah.
So anyway, I straightened my crown. I wore my bracelet. I know you guys have all had me in your thoughts and your prayers. It meant a lot to me. And we're just going to be believing that we ripped that sea out and it's all gone. So I'm going to keep believing that.
Amen.
So awesome.
Amen. And tomorrow I might not be so happy because I might not be so stoned. But today
We'll take the daily wins. We gotcha.
I will take my daily wins.
And the
And
praying
I've got
didn't
great
stop.
people here. I've got my sister. I've got Janine. I've got my daughter. So they're all here helping look after me, and I appreciate all of them today. I think they had more fun than James. James was here too. They had to kind of keep him on the level. So the women looked after the man.
That's never happened.
It's a new thing for us. I right now have a woman looking after me.
No, it was. I think James was a little more stressed because the surgery went an hour longer than it was supposed to, and I think he was worried about what was going on. So
I think he
all
was
good.
worried. I think he was
everything-
worried because his Call of Duty match was about to start. And he told the guys he'd be back in 2 hours.
You could be right. You could be right, Dana. He needed to get back. There he is.
Yeah. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
All good.
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
I do appreciate you.
I don't know if you can see all the comments. I should probably share them, but
No, we can't see anything.
You should
Okay, well.
probably just send them to me after.
no, we'll just pop them up here because it is what it is. Love you, Tim.
Oh, is that a comment?
Mr. Beatty says, hi, Dana's mom. And Gary Durfee,
Hi.
love you, mom. You're the TNL FAM, mom. Sean Watson said, I'm glad everything went well. Speedy recovery. Scooter, that's the
Good
one
drugs.
who sent. That's the one who sent us the bracelets.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you
They meant
so
a lot.
much.
Fly Trout is your neighbor out the back door, who you've seen at the house
Oh.
before.
Ken.
I have seen Ken, yes.
She's so high, we'll have to show her this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Click, click, indeed.
Well, your beers are not even going to compare. So, what's the highest rating? Because that's what I'm going to give mine.
What is it? A brown trout and a size 22 midge.
Ones or twos, maybe threes. I'm going to go with like plus 10.
Oh, where are they? Do you have does it have a good mouth feel? Does it have a strong finish?
It does. It's strong. It's a finish.
Oh, guys, this
Now-
one might be the show for ages.
Wait, one last thing. I don't recommend anybody taking these drugs. They
Oh.
are addictive.
Oh,
So
okay.
please
And that's
do
why
not
she's
turn
your
to
mom,
drugs.
friends.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Unless they're
Don't-
prescribed, and then be careful.
No,
What are the
not do
drugs?
that.
We just asking for a friend.
And which doctor prescribed them?
Yeah.
But the good news is we're not in pain. So
Yeah.
Apparently.
And my crown is straight.
It
And
does
I'm
look
ready to
beautiful.
I think I'll be back at work Monday.
that's the
Let's talk tomorrow.
Okay, we will, Tim.
Well, we're not done. We got some more love coming in from all the people.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what it is. The positive mindset. It's where I get it from. Because around our house, there was this phrase that it's actually kind of new. Not around our house, but if you start limping for some reason, the answer that my mom gives you is, or the cure. Actually, it's the cure. She says, just stop limping.
Yeah. Just stop limping.
Obviously, that's the cure.
Yeah.
So now now, anytime something happens in our house, it's like, just stop limping. Just
Simple as that.
so I can't wait to use this next week when I'm here being your
Oh no, Dana's looking after me next week. And I'll be out of my pills and I'll be on Tylenol. Oh no.
Good luck to both of you.
yeah.
Oh no.
These comments are coming in like, those drugs look pretty good, lol. Ray from Duchess, spoken like a true
Thanks,
mom.
Dad.
Love it. Love you, Dana's mom. And Mr. Ritzko let you go to 10 out of 10 on these drugs.
Right?
Well, we love you.
but
I
okay.
love you. I know you won't remember this, but somewhere in your back of your mind, you will remember how important you are
Yes.
to me, how proud I am of you for always showing me my entire life to just simply stop limping. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. I meant that you just taught me how to battle. And I'm just proud to say that she kind of blames the breast cancer on me.
I heard this today.
So there's
Oh, that's a good story. You should tell it.
well,
What a thing to say.
No.
My first issue with breast cancer was when Dana was a year old, and he immediately stopped breastfeeding, and I got a lump. So from that time forward, I have had issues with my breasts. They are
Yeah.
Dane's fault.
Your fault, bro.
Ew.
Should have kept sucking.
I
Now is this an
just- I-
X-rated show? Should we move on?
no, it just I on a tad serious note, because that doesn't happen around our house.
Ever.
Just give like a couple of minutes if you have the wherewithal to just talk about how you found it. Like what was your kind of prescribed every 6 months, like just a little bit, so maybe we can enlighten somebody who's watching tonight to kind of take that leap to go get checked. Because the good news is, in the early stages at which you found it, our hope is very strong.
Yes. So I first I should say that my grandma Ray had breast cancer, and she had one removed. So my theory as a 8-year-old child was that when you're a young girl, you're flat. When you grow up, you get two boobs.
Two.
And then as you age, they start to drop off. So I didn't see anything
I think
unusual about
that's
that.
just old men's testicles.
So then I feel that probably since Dana was 1 year old, they have been watched. For all the men, you won't like this, but they call them busy boobs because they're dense and they're hard to see. I've had several biopsies. I've had 2 lumpectomies, one on each boob, removed under general anesthetic. I've had several different things. I've been watching my left boob for the last 2 years because there's been some suspicious behavior, and you never know what that is.
Well, James has been on the road a lot too, so he would leave it up to you to watch
been
it.
on the road a lot, and so then I ended up going for my 6 month checkup, and my right boob had breast cancer in it, and I did a biopsy. And you know, when you're going all the time, it tends to, you don't get really worried about it because it's never happened. So that was a bit of a big thing for me. I just felt like it's always been a bit of an issue, and I'm lucky they caught it as early as they did, and so I just had to make the best decision for me.
But you kept going every 6 months.
I was
right?
going every 6 months to a year. So you know, and now my family, the ladies, have all gone and had their mammograms and their ultrasounds. One, who shall remain nameless, has beautiful boobs, and one who shall remain nameless actually has very busy boobs. So lucky her, she's like a mom.
I'm curious about this busyness. Like, what's so
I don't,
busy about
I don't
it?
know.
They're
Like,
super dense.
Super
And they
dense.
they're almost lumpy just by themselves.
Oh,
I see.
I see.
Texture. I gotcha.
Texture,
Yeah.
corrugated.
Texture. Anyway,
Fun.
That's my story in a nutshell.
Who had the really great boobs?
She shall remain nameless. I keep telling you that.
You know.
Well, I just won't do to her what I did to you and just stop.
I think the key though is just to remember that for your partner, it's important to do routine checks.
I said I won't just suddenly stop.
Yeah, you got to check. It's
Yeah.
love, you know.
It's very much like I think everyone.
Where's my sister? Where's my sister? Where's the other folks in the room?
And yes,
This is important to
so
say.
when I did my checkup, actually there was no lump. It was not diagnosed because I went, oh, there's a lump there. So you still need to get them checked. You still need to get colonoscopies. Oh, these are things that can be cured if caught early, and I highly recommend. We've lost a family member from colon cancer, and it's just, I just can't even tell you how important it is to do early detection.
Yeah. It saves lives.
Thank you for
truly.
letting me on the show. Thank you for letting me share my story. I love you guys.
Yeah,
We love you.
We love you more than you know, and more than you'll remember.
Yeah.
Probably more than I'll remember.
Yeah, we cherish our time with you.
Good comment here. Somebody
Yeah,
came here to
we-
learn to
I
tie
love
flies,
our-
and now
I
they're
love
a
our-
booby expert.
Yep.
Sorry.
There you go.
It's good. It's what it's
You're
all
all
about
booby.
tonight, folks. It is the Breast Cancer Awareness Night, and we're grateful that FaceTime we had with you earlier for all the people
Sorry,
that.
Kyle.
Now an
Yeah.
expert on boobs.
Yeah,
You
well,
never know when that'll come.
the more that we're an expert on boobs, the more that we can convince the people in our lives, or we are the people in our lives that need the convincing to go get checked. Because, like we said, every 6 months, I remember a couple scares that you had when I was down at university, and thankfully there were nothing. And kind of like our conversation last night, where we were kind of having an actualization of everything going on, and you'd said a big statement where you're like, if I do nothing, this will kill me. And we're grateful for our healthcare here that it got taken care of. We're grateful for early detection. We're grateful that I'm grateful that your ability to continue to check on it so that I have a lot more time with my favorite person in the world.
And I'm also grateful that Dana checked on his skin cancer. And it's crazy to me that we did it a day apart. 6 years and 1 day apart. That was a huge aha moment for us last night too.
Yeah, it was. So when I had my skin cancer removed 5-6 years ago, we were sitting last night, and I was like, man, I feel like. And I was like scrolling back through photos, and I was like, holy jeez, it is today, which was yesterday. I'm like, we're literally 6 years. Like,
That's insane.
oh man, it was like
Timing.
creepy almost. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think it's important too to note that us as males are also not immune to what we're talking about tonight.
Yeah, we got.
No,
we
because
got
whenever
balls.
I get asked to fill out information, which I do all the time, they ask if there's any males in your family that have breast cancer.
Yeah, and it can happen to men too, just like Baldy Bob informed us there. Yeah,
It can.
he's a
Right.
pretty smart guy.
He is.
Hi, Josh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
No, I appreciate it.
we are
Thanks,
grateful to have you here in such positive, cheerful light, because I wasn't sure. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
It was Deanie's decision. Deanie said I should
For the
take
drugs?
one, and I tried to resist, but I didn't. I just was like,
Can I
gotta listen to my.
I want to see my aunt and my sister.
I've never met your aunt, I don't think.
Yeah.
No,
do
they
you
don't.
really?
Oh, yeah, I have. Okay.
Right.
Get
Oh,
over
there's
here.
Dee Dee.
I don't want to be on.
I want to see my sister. She's a beautiful human, and I didn't. Is she
Ran away.
is she in the dishwasher having a shower?
She's hiding behind it.
I think she's
Sneak us over
crouching
there.
tiger, hidden dragon behind the counter over there.
Sneak it over there. I want to see it.
We saw you.
All right. Oh, look, it's just hammering Starbucks. Hey, did you have your soft-boiled eggs?
You know what? No, I didn't.
Well, because we had somebody.
I don't know if they would ever be. No, we had someone graciously provide us with supper, and so I felt that it would be really rude if I didn't partake. So I did.
Yeah, I agree.
It was delicious, and I appreciate that so much.
Okay, well, we're going to get to tying some flies. We love you. We're going to come and see you first thing in the morning. And maybe James wants his... What does he do?
What I'll be like. Yep.
Well, we'll bring some water for your drugs so that you're enjoyable to be around. All right.
Bye-bye.
Mom,
Bye.
Janine, James, Deanie, Sister DJ, we love you guys, and we'll see you in the morning. James, I can't wait to give you a hug.
It's been a long day, Dan. I need a hug.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And I got to sleep for 4 hours or 3 hours, so he didn't.
I don't think that's called sleep.
That's called anesthesia.
Yeah. It does.
I don't know. I don't remember a thing. So it was deep.
Best sleep of your life.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
We love you guys. We're going to try out some beers and tie some flies. So we're going to do what fly first?
We're going to go with some swinging caddis.
Swinging caddis, so you guys can get that ready so that you are ready once we crush our first beer. And we'll see you guys. Appreciate it. Pink.
Love you.
Love you.
Thanks.
It's Beer Friday! Join Dana and Tim as they sip, savor, and sometimes suffer through craft beer adventures.
All
right. What's on tap?
Oh, it's a good question. Because you memorize them,
I
but
did, but
now
I don't wanted people to be able to see.
But now you want them to see what you're not reading.
Yeah. So, Backyard Oasis, Prairie Dog Brewing. This is out of Calgary, Alberta. It's a tropical pale ale. It's 5.2% with an IBU of 35. It's up there, not crazy. It pairs well with a warm spring day on the river, fish tacos, and the satisfaction of tying a perfect Clouser minnow. Description, Backyard Oasis is a juicy, easy-drinking tropical pale ale that brings big fruit forward notes of pineapple and citrus with a balanced malt backbone. Lightly bitter, refreshing, and smooth. It's a beer that it's just as enjoyable after a long day of casting streamers as is while hanging out with my friends tying flies.
Right?
All right.
We went there. Remember at guide school last year?
Oh, is that where we went to after for dinner? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for guide school, guys. Full. Guide school is sold out.
Crazy.
We might add another week. We don't know. But for now, we're drinking the Backyard Oasis from our friends at Prairie Dog Brewing. They're not our friends. They're just, we just bought the beer.
They don't know. There definitely is some pineapple in there. It's like not crazy strong, but it's there.
Well, pineapples are fitting since we're tying the swinging caddis.
Fish bowls and everything. Yeah,
good beer.
I don't have any complaint. I can't.
No.
I don't think I can give it a 5, but I can't go below a 4. I got no complaints.
I totally agree. Like, yeah.
Yep.
100% round of fours.
Very
fours. Good. I went down to 2 beers this week because 3s we just never get to.
It's hard to get to them all.
Because you know why it's hard to get to?
Why that?
Because of this. Oh. Guys, hear me out. We are gonna tie flies. This is a fly tying show. But there's a couple things that I want you to know that our friends at Black Stag Bakery.
What they got?
Maggie. Okay. That QR code is really important because what you're gonna do is you're gonna scan it. Okay, with your phone, screenshot it, go to your photos, click on it. It is super important because Maggie has made, I think,
Gotta focus.
Maggie has made her baking available to all the fine folks coming up for IF4 on March 22nd. So if you are coming up, you can pre-order your baking. Head over to that QR code with the dinosaur in the middle.
I like that.
She's not sure why the dinosaur showed up in the QR code, but
hey,
it did.
It works.
So this is an IF4 pre-order for Maggie's Baking, and it is our favorite, the hand pies, and Ted's favorite, the blueberry hand pies. If I know you haven't tried them, so I can't say if you haven't. So the answer to that is do it. Get your hand pies, and you can pick them up at Trax Pub at the after party.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Just
she is gonna make a couple extra, but what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to pre-order them because you're gonna eat probably a couple while you're there, and then you're gonna want to take a couple home to the wife or the husband and the kids or the grandparents.
Stuff.
Guys, Tim has a sleepover plan, so he's a little on the toasty side. Okay, anyways.
Not toasty though. Just dropping stuff.
All right. What do we got? What do we got going on here?
Eggs and what's that?
That's interesting.
Spice?
Oh, that's the flour.
This is the best part because, like, I mean, you can eat something great, but to know how it's actually made.
To watch it go down.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to show you the whole thing right now because, just the right amount. Just going town, Black's Egg Bakery. Click on the QR code. Get your pre-orders for blueberry hand pies.
I haven't had the blueberry hand pies, but I have had the apple hand pies,
what
and
is
those
this?
were.
We better stop right there. I've given away way too much.
Stop.
Way too much. I hate this scene because I feel it. You don't. Okay, guys, hear me out.
Puff up my chest.
Okay, hear me out. We talked about. We forgot to go to the couch.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
poor couch person is just dying over there.
Yeah, sorry, couch guy.
Just they're busy grooming themselves because they're so bored. Look at him go.
It's Gord. It's Gord. Some of you wanted to know if Gord died in the fire of 2023.
He didn't.
He didn't. And his hair grew back
It did.
stronger and better than
He's looking
ever.
right at us right now. Hey, Gord, we're talking about you.
Meow. Okay.
And that's how busy the couch is these days, folks.
Yep, that's the folks are flocking to get to the couch. Gord. Gord is a quality OQP, only quality pussy.
So what do you call like an amount of cats? Like it's not a herd, it's not a flock.
What do you call a bunch of dogs?
A pack?
Okay, guys, a Flyco. So our friends here, Tim, hold up your scissors because you got them. Okay, we got a discount for you guys. Anadrama scissors, Anadrama's tools, aflyco.com. I'm putting it in here. TNL FAM 20 and check it out, okay? Because this discount gives you 20% off everything on their website.
Everything. Not
Yeah.
just
So
scissors.
we've been secretly using these scissors. You guys have probably seen them show up in the quick ties and the live streams.
They're great.
We love new friends. We love new friends. So
do.
I'm going to hit
fantastic.
enter. And that discount's going to go into YouTube, into Facebook. Go over to AFlyCo. I know I'm kind of pushing you away from the show, but that's okay because you want to check it out what they got. And the best part is Herb Anadramas, the man, the myth, the legend, is from Kalamazoo.
Oh,
And
how about that?
Kalamazoo
Michigan.
is my alma mater at Western Michigan University, so that excites me even more. And we had a great chat today about some things, some big things. He's a big idea guy. He's
You guys would get along.
yeah, big ideas.
Yeah. He's been always great. He's even in my before TNL conversations and stuff with him has always been great. So
head over to aflyco.com It's all right there. Your discount code is TNL FAM 20. Go get yourself a couple pair of scissors, guys. And we don't look at it as U.S. versus Canada. We look at it as friends. We support friends, and that is a friend. So yeah, head over there, especially the Americans, because it's just going to be bing, bang, boom. But the Canadians also, because there's not a lot of places up here to get them yet.
We'll fix that.
Okay, so we're gonna keep bringing that up. The cat is clean almost.
Cord. Oh, we heard you.
Oh yeah, that's his call.
I'm gonna give him some catnip.
Anyway, I will get that because
he goes crazy.
You thought my mom was nuts, so you're about to see Gord on catnip. All right,
It's a
we're
must.
gonna do the swinging caddis. You know what that means?
Dana! Not another swinging fly. How many swinging flies are we gonna tie this season? I mean, it's like every other fly we tie is just out here doing the tango.
I hear you, Sketch, but trust me, the people asked for it last year. And this one is different.
Oh, yeah. What makes this one king of the swingers? We talking smooth jazz, a little classy ballroom action, a sultry salsa.
Nope, not this one. This is straight up rock and roll. Troy Langelar style. High energy, chaotic, rammy dancing. This ain't no slow moving mayfly doing a fancy waltz. This is a caddis pupa. And when they hit the water, they don't glide, they thrash.
Wait, you mean this ain't one of those dainty, poetic bugs just drifting along, waiting for some trout to admire its beauty?
Not even close. Caddis pupa are a hot mess. When they emerge, they burst out of their cases and they start zigzagging through the current like they just heard their favorite song come on the jukebox. They thrash, they tumble, they dart. Absolutely chaos, my man.
So, you're telling me that the fish don't just sip these up all elegant like?
Nope, they crush them. Big, aggressive eats. No second chances. Hold on to your fly rod.
Now that is what I'm talking about. This ain't some ballroom fly. This is a full-on punk rock mosh pit fly. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why the swinging caddis is the best of the swingers. You fish it with an active hand, a little extra twitch here and there, and let it kick through the current. It's the best way to imitate that wild energy caddis have when they're trying to escape.
This changes everything. You should have led with this, Dana. No more of this graceful mayfly swing nonsense. I want to see chaos. I want to see action. I want to see trout coming in like...
That's the energy, buddy, and that's why the swinging caddis is going to be a game changer on the water.
All right, I'm in. But one question, Dino.
Yeah, Sketch? Go ahead.
What the... was that? I was just gonna ask if it comes with a leather jacket because... Are you the wizard?
Yeah, how to finish off the rock and roll that only Troy Langelar loves. Questions, you guys are having some issues with getting the beat around the hook, which we're gonna talk about. Tim's gonna show you how to do that. Sometimes it can be very tricky, and definitely noted there's a lot of hooks that are more tricky to get around the bend. So don't worry, we're gonna go over that quickly and show you how to straighten out your hook after. First, I'm going to talk about the swinging caddis and what a lot of fun you can have with a fly like this. As you heard Sketchy and the cartoon version of myself having a little bit of fun rocking and rolling to the ram jam style of caddis fly that this is. And remember, guys, we've been talking mayflies for way too long. So everybody's been dancing in a beautiful rhythm, but this is caddis. This is rock and roll. This is rammy jammy. kind of stuff. So remember, the swinging caddis is an adaptation of traditional soft hackle wet flies combined with the swing style presentation that have been used for centuries from fly fishing. While soft hackle flies date back to the 17th century England, the concept of actively swinging a caddis pupa style emerged as a flyingers observed the erratic nature of a caddis emergence. So this did come from what we say the spay, the swinging style back in the day. But I encourage you guys to bring it back into this single-handed. Why are fish doing what they're doing? And now the best part of this whole entire season will probably come right now. You will understand rise forms. You will spend way too much time turning over rocks and pebbles to find the fly, the bug that the fish are eating. And you won't spend enough time watching the rise forms of these fish. And I'm really driving home this whole entire rock and roll style because caddis are just that. They're rammy, they're jammy. And so to match that, the fish kind of are the exact same way. They're not respectful and they're not dainty and they're not graceful like our counters, the mayflies. So remember, when we get into this style of swinging flies, the hits are going to be aggressive and we're going to target those fish who have been erratic and crushing flies, flopping, splashing. We call them splashy fishes. So the gentle sips indicate the trout are feeding on trapped insects such as mayflies or spinners. The boiling rises shows the screenshot this. Screenshot it and put it in your walk and wade bag because this will be your key to success. The boiling rises show the trout feeding just below the surface. We call it dorsaling sometimes. This will create a rolling or swirling rise. A splashy or quick rise signifies caddis emergers with explosive strikes as pupa break through the meniscus of the water. Porpoising rises suggest that the adult caddis are being targeted with steady rhythmic rises. And how do you fish this kind of stuff? Well, that's why we're here, because I'm going to teach you guys not only these rise forms, but kind of how to target them. So remember, the difference that I'm driving home in caddis and mayflies is your key to success, because sometimes the mayflies and the caddis are hatching at the same time. And then you need to know why and what are the fish eating. So, well, you don't know until you watch them eat and you're like, what? Put it in the comments. Splashy caddis, graceful mayfly. And I think we can separate them both just in something like that. Kind of sums up this whole entire slide right here. Why the swinging caddis pattern is so effective, because it mimics the unpredictable ascent of a natural insect, which is the caddis. So definitely something to think about. How to fish the swinging caddis. You can cast upstream and you can let it drift all the way down and positions it to come in front of those splashy fish. You can engage in your swim, so you're in the swing, so casting down and just kind of pulling it forward. You could twitch or lift the rod, which changes the whole entire movement of the fly. So swing it down and then twitch, or lifting your rod. It changes where the fly goes in the water column. Or you could just kind of dead drift it, right? Dead drift it as a hopper dropper, dead drift it in a nymph rig, or just let it absolutely, I don't want to say it, but Euro nymph it. Probably what I would say is not the best way to fish this fly, but we're learning about caddis, folks, and this is super important. So why are caddis important for trout? Because caddis are one of the most abundant food sources for trout. So take the Bow River. It is one of the most constant, kind of like, what is caddis season? Kind of all season, right? They're not really like fall, spring. They're kind of just hot summer days. The caddis come off and they come to play. How can you improve your caddis angling, fishing, fly skills? Well, understanding this erratic behavior, and you will be a better caddis fly fisherman, if that's even a thing. What should I do when I see splashy rises? Well, you guys already know, because I told you exactly what it is, and that is caddis. Swinging Caddis. The magical Caddis. Isn't it a game changer? We've
Major game changer.
Great things.
Major. Oh, I got a bit of a roomy sound to me here. It's so true though. When you can recognizing rise forms, I think is one of the bigger things you can do in fly fishing.
Trying to get out of the scene and I'm stuck. I'm like a caddis.
Really stuck in the surface film. There it is. Hey. Oh, it's just me. Well, that was greatly covered. Yeah, caddis, I think, are one of those bugs that we see so often. Sometimes we forget them, and we forget that they actually do live in a few stages of life, and that we need to capitalize on all stages of it. And I think when we think caddis, we think dry fly or like hare's ear nymph. But there is a lot in between there that is effective, and we had some big realizations in the last few years. Just recognizing what the fish were doing and then presenting something new to them that we hadn't tried, and it to say the least, it's explosive. So let's get on to this pattern. Let's tie up the swinging caddis. It is a fun pattern. It isn't a lot to it, and at times it's going to look like, what is this actually doing? But there's actually some very specific things tied into this for specific reasons to look a very certain way. So let's get at it. And I know there were some questions about the bead getting on the hook, and anytime you have a little tighter hook bend, like on a hook like this, my biggest suggestion is just pinch the barb, and we should be doing that anyways. And it really creates a super easy way to get the bead on. As soon as I pinch the barb in that hook, a little pop and it's on. So it's not but if you don't pinch the barb, you're definitely going to notice that that's tough. So you can pinch it in your vise, whatever style of vise you have, pinch it down, and then just slide that bead right on. It should go on without much problem at all. Hopefully you've got that sorted by now. We haven't talked about thread yet, so while I get this in here, I will just say I'm going to be tying this with some UTC 70 in black. Olive would also be a great color for this, but anything a little bit dark and a little smaller in size. You don't want to be in a 140 range or a 3/0 range if you're using something in denier. We want to be a little bit smaller. It's going to make it a little bit more conducive for the size of the hook and the materials we're putting in. So hopefully you guys are ready. Let's get at it. Let's get this fly tied up. I'm gonna grab my thread here. And don't forget, guys, at any point in here, you can easily just drop an SOS in the comments, and that's just gonna cause us to stop. You're gonna see the lights flash. And whether that's a question or you need to catch up or whatever it is, don't hesitate to do it. We want this to be instructional, as well as you guys be able to keep up with the pace. If you just need me to slow down or repeat something or let you catch up, just drop SOS in the comment and we will stop for you. So that being said, to start this fly, I'm gonna bring my thread in just behind the bead. I'm gonna work a little bit of a thread base down before trimming out using you guys have definitely seen this, but this is actually perfect because I had a pink pair of these scissors as well from Andronimus. I'm gonna come in here and trim out my tag end. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is take my thread back, just giving a nice base. Doesn't have to cover up everything, you're not too worried about it, but I'm gonna leave that right around the point of the hook. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab, so in your kit, you're gonna have two different types of Flashabou. See if I put one of these in here. You have a wider one that looks something like this. Okay, that's a wide one. And we have a thin one as well. We gave that in there as some option, and you definitely can use this in the back end, the wider stuff. But my suggestion is you've got lots of the thin Flashabou. Let's just stick with that because I'm gonna show you why it makes it a little easier if I just use this to start with. So I'm gonna basically split this in half, grabbing the tips, and instead of actually tying in the tips, I'm gonna come back here and tie in this little bow at the end. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller, this ring. I'm gonna come in here and just take kind of a loose collecting wrap, maybe one more, and then I'll just pull that tag in down. You can see that loop getting smaller. And before it slips under my thread, I'm gonna stop, put a couple thread wraps up over top of it. So what that's giving me is 2 strands of Flashabou with this thin stuff. And I'm gonna take this back down, and I'm gonna go just into the bend a little ways, not super far, but a little ways into the bend, about to there. And I'm gonna bring my thread back up in front of the point of my hook. And the reason for that is it just makes it easier for me to wrap when I'm wrapping back here. And this comes from the steelheading world, the swinging world. They often put a flash butt on it, on their flies. Even if there's not a tail, they often put this flash butt. So we're just gonna try to keep these flash as close together as possible, work it around that hook point, and I'm just gonna lay some palm ring wraps forward, and this is just gonna create a little bit of extra flash at the back end of the fly. And if you see, like mine here have separated, not the end of the world, we're gonna fix that when we get to tying it off. But as long as we try to keep them pinched as close together as we can, we're gonna work that forward a little ways, just making sure I get a little bit of coverage of that thread. Often you'll see that those, the Flashabou will come back together. I'm even gonna go back over top of it one more time. I just wanna cover up that bend of the hook with that flash material. And then I'm gonna bring it back up to about here, so I'm kinda near the barb of the hook. I'm gonna bring my thread back, and the reason it doesn't really matter if they separate is because once I get to here, as soon as I put my thread over top of it to tie it off, it's gonna gather those two together, like so. I'm gonna do some thread wraps behind and in front. Now don't cut out that Flashabou right away, because we are gonna leave one strand of it in for the rest of the ribbing on the fly. So once I've done that a couple times, I got thread wraps behind and in front. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab one, and I'm gonna take one of those pieces and I'm gonna trim it out, but I'm gonna leave one of them where they are. So just trim out one. Get that one out of the way, set that aside for your next fly. And then from there, I'm gonna move on to some dubbing. So first off, I'm gonna just kind of pull this back out of the way. I'm gonna take a couple of thread wraps up against it. Should kind of force it rearward. I've still got that nice flash butt on there. Now I'm gonna go to my dubbing. Okay, so we've got this nice super fine olive dubbing. This is what's gonna build the body of the fly. And I'm gonna take this forward all the way to behind the bead. I'm not gonna cram it behind the bead. I wanna leave a little bit of space there, but not a ton. And it is important that we have a little bit of a taper. So we want it to be thinner at the back and grow in size as it moves up behind the bead. So I'm just gonna start by taking off some thin pinches here. I'm gonna lay it on my thread. I'm gonna add a little moisture to my fingers, or you could use wax, it's fine. And I'm gonna start to spin this on my thread, creating a nice rope. Spinning, of course, in one direction. You don't wanna go both ways.
That's what makes you beautiful.
Every time. That's good. So I've got probably 2 inches of rope here. I might need more, but I can always add more, and you can always take some off. So I'm gonna start by making some thread wraps right up against where I left that flash, and I'm just gonna start working my way forward. And I do wanna create some bulk here, because when I put that flash ribbing over, it's gonna compress it down even further. So as I go forward, you'll notice I'll do multiple wraps in the same spot, because I'm trying to create that taper. It started thinner, and I want it to grow as I go forward. And this one looks like it's gonna work out just about perfect. I'm gonna get up right behind the bead here. I got that nice slight taper to it. Now from here, I'm gonna take the rib, which is that Flashabou I still left on the back end, and I'm just gonna do some nice open spirals, palm ring it forward. I'm not pulling super tight. I'm not trying to compress that dubbing right down, but naturally it's gonna compress a little bit, which creates some segmentation, which is a good thing. I'm just not trying to drive a bunch of tight wraps into it. So once I get that to behind the bead, again, I'm gonna take a thread wrap behind and a thread wrap in front and repeat. And now anytime we have a synthetic material like a Flashabou, or anything that's not actually come from like animal fur or whatever, it's slippery. It's very, very slippery. So I need to really make sure that I get that locked in, so that when I trim this out, it's just not gonna unwind on me. So you wanna do some good thread wraps behind, good thread wraps in front. Now from here, we are gonna go actually into our kits and grab the goose biots you have in there. We got these ones dyed brown in here in your kit. Now I'm gonna kind of pop these up so that I expose 2 of them. You can see I got 2 right there. Now what I wanna do from here is isolate those 2, kind of pull them off. I've got 3 there, I'm gonna get 1 more out of there. They can sit super tight to each other, so it's hard to differentiate sometimes. Try to just get 2 if you can. There we go. And now with them right like this, I'm gonna keep them isolated. I'm gonna grab them with a couple of fingers, and I'm gonna trim them off the stem, or tear them off the stem, doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna have to cut them anyways, so I'm brought them to right here. Now I'm just gonna come in and run my scissors along and trim back against the stem. Now we're gonna be tying these in, but we're gonna be tying them in a way you're not used to. So we're not gonna tie the point in and down the fly, like so. We're actually gonna be tying in the butt end. So I'm gonna take one of those and take the other one, set it aside, and I'll do the far side of the fly first. There is a bit of a concave to these, so we want them to come in and swoop away from the fly. So when I put it down, you can see it's gonna swoop away from the fly a little bit. That's what the angle that we want. I'm gonna tie it in just behind the bead, and I want it to roughly extend just past the dubbing. But don't worry about the length. If it's too long, we will trim these because we're gonna put a bit of an angle trim on it. This is trying to represent the wing butt. Okay, so as I tie this in, I'm gonna come put some pressure with my other hand so that it stays right against the side of the fly. I'm gonna take a couple of kind of looser wraps and just let my bobbin hang. And then I'm gonna see where this sits. So right now you can see that it's sitting a little low. So I can come in here and grab it and pull up on it a bit. I want it to be right on the side of the fly. And that looks a little better. Right out the side of the fly. Okay, now I'm gonna do the exact same thing with that other one I cut off on the near side of the fly, so towards myself. Again, trying to use that, that concave to come away from the fly. So I'm gonna put it up against the pattern, come in here, take my couple thread wraps that are looser, readjust. I'm actually gonna redo this one because that one pinched funny behind the bead. Didn't create a good angle. Lay it against the side again. Come in here, again, couple loose wraps. Let the tension of the bobbin hold it and make sure it's right out the side of the fly, like so. And again, those are different lengths. Don't worry about it because we're gonna trim them back anyways. Come on, that one slid around. We need it to stay right where it is. And biots, as you know, are one of my least favorite materials because they're so finicky to work with. But we'll take that one as is. Now, let's come in here and trim out the pointy end or the point of the biot on both sides. You get in there and trim them out. So I should be left with something that looks like that. Now again, those are two different lengths and that's fine because we're gonna trim them here. Now when I come in here to trim these, I wanna trim them so I'm gonna do a downward angle and I want it to be just shy of the end of the dubbing. So I wanna be able to see the dubbing just out the back end of it. Same thing on this one. This one's actually pretty good already, but I'm gonna trim the angle into it. And if one's still a little longer than the other, then go ahead and match them in length. Something like that. Okay. So what that's representing again is the wing butts that are not quite yet formed on an emerging caddis, on a pupa. Now from here, we're gonna add what they're gonna call antenna, okay? So we're gonna go back to our Flashabou again, grab yourself one of those thin Flashabou, cut off about 3 inches of Flashabou. I'm gonna find the midpoint on it. This is gonna be too long, but that's fine because we're gonna trim it. And I wanna tie both of them in right on top behind the bead. So I'm gonna tie it in at the midway point. And then from there, I'm simply gonna fold the other end over and pull up so that they're both sitting right up on top of the fly. And then I'll take a few thread wraps over to secure the second piece. And I should be left with something that looks like that, okay? Now those should be right on top of the hook shank, like so. And I'm gonna pull them both rearward because I'm gonna trim these for length here. And get right here. Now I'm gonna lay my scissors against the back bend of the hook like so. It's kind of my gauge. And then I'm gonna set that Flashabou into my scissors and trim. And that's just gonna designate the length that we're gonna use on this fly. Now we're almost there, guys. We got basically one more material plus a little dubbing to put in. And the last big material we gotta do, because this is a soft tackle feather or soft tackle fly, we're gonna put a soft tackle feather in. Now we are gonna do this a little different than we have done in the past. There are different ways to tie in soft tackle. And this time, because we're not going for bulk, we're using that front soft tackle to kind of create like air bubbles and things that make this appear to be emerging or swinging up towards the surface. We're gonna use half of this feather. So I want you to come in, grab the tip of your feather and very carefully try to peel off all the fibers on this side of the stem. So I'm just gonna pull down, start tearing them off all the way down through that fuzz at the bottom. And you'll notice I'm pinching just above it with my fingers to support the stem because I don't want to tear the stem itself. And then I'm going to keep working my way up, making sure that I'm clearing off that whole one side all the way to the tip of the feather. Take a little bit more, and then we're going to tie in just the very tip of the feather. So once I get up high, should be left with something that looks like that. Okay, so I have just the very tip that doesn't have it pulled off on that same side. Now, when I tie this in, I want to have the underside of the feather, like so, pointed back down in the fly. So I want to use the underside of the feather, like this angle, to be pointing back down the fly. And that's basically going to help me to form those fibers from that stem to go rearward back and down the fly. Before I tie it in, I need to come up here and I need to expose just the very tip. Try to expose that tip like so. And then I'm going to come in here and tie that tip in just behind the bead on the hook. And this is important to get a good lock in behind and in front, because these guys are slippery as well and often try to slip out on you. And that's a real bummer when you start to tie this in and that slips out, because then we're just going to end up losing this hackle altogether. So once I feel like I've got that in, go ahead and trim out that very tip of the feather that you put in there. And once you got that out, now the important thing is, because we have stripped one side of the feather, that's the side of the feather we want to wrap to. We don't want to wrap over top of the hackle itself that's still sticking out. We want to wrap against the portion that's actually bare. That stem that's bare is what we want to wrap against. Now I'm going to find my hackle pliers. If you've got a set there, I got to find mine here. I did just have them. Where did they go? I know. It's the beauty of a fly tying desk. Oh, there they are. They often get knocked out of place. Now, I really like, I've said before in this season, I like my plunger style hackle pliers. I push on this bottom button, it extends that little hook, and I can trap it in there. I do like them on these smaller hackles. I find it easier to handle. So, but whatever hackle plier you have is fine. Go ahead and grab the end, and we're gonna start wrapping, keeping the underside of the feather pointed rearward. And I'm just going to be using the fibers on one half of the feather as I've peeled off that other side. I'm trying to do stacking wraps as I move forward. And those fibers should naturally want to move rearward, but don't worry if they don't, because we are going to use just a little bit of dubbing at the end here to encourage them to go rearward. And once I've used up all of the feather on that stem, probably get a half a turn still here. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna first thing get a thread wrap behind and over top of that stem. So no different than any of the material. We're going behind, and then we're gonna go in front of the material. And then I'm gonna repeat that again. So behind the stem, and then again in front of the stem. And once I feel like I've got that good and locked down, I've pulled tight, it's not gonna go anywhere. That's when I can go ahead and trim out the stem. But I don't want to do it before then, because then if I do, again, this is all going to unravel, and that would be a super bummer. So I've got my antenna, I've got my wing butts, everything's looking good here. Now the only thing I need to do is I need to come in here and finish it off with putting a little bit of dubbing just in front of these feathers. Now I'm just adjusting this again just to get those wing butts right up where I want them. So last thing I'm going to do is go back to my dubbing. I'm gonna grab just a small pinch. This is gonna be a very light pinch, and just the same way we made the last dubbing noodle, we're gonna do it same again. Make a small, very thin little rope, and all this is gonna do is just encourage those fibers from standing up so tall, and it's gonna encourage them rearward. So as I come in here to do this, I come in with my fingers and pull rearward on those hackle fibers so that I'm not wrapping over top of them. Add a little bit of moisture to tighten that dubbing again. And I use up that last little bit of dubbing. And there we have it. We got our wing butts. We've got our wing, or the antenna, the flash on top. And now I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna whip finish this fly right behind the bead. I don't really like to put resin on this fly, because anytime I put dubbing right behind the bead, if I do that and I put dubbing in there and cure it, it often makes that dubbing really crusty in appearance. So I'm gonna do at least 2, maybe 3 whip finishes just to really make sure I've got a secure knot behind the bead Once it's tight, I'm gonna do a third, and then I'm not gonna worry about putting resin on here at all, so I don't mess up any of that dubbing. Then I'm gonna come in here, and I'm gonna trim out that tag end, and set my thread aside. And I'm just gonna come around and take a quick peek at it, make sure my wing butts are lined up. You still can probably move them a little bit. The wing butts look a little bit hidden behind that hackle, but they do have enough showing to kind of represent that little bit of wing butt that we're hoping for. We've got those antennae on there. And hopefully, guys, your fly ended up looking something like this. And hopefully you got through that little frustration with the bead getting on the hook. Again, pinching that barb. And if you really have to, using the tip of your nail or even a pair of like forceps or pliers just to like push that bead around the corner. Not all hooks are super easy to do it on, but this one's not too bad if you get that barb pinched. But that is our swinging caddis. There are some very kind of intricate pieces to it, but I think a still fairly easy pattern to tie. And hopefully yours turned out looking something like that. And yeah, give it a try. Think outside the box. Don't always have to fish your nymphs under an indicator. Nymphs. Fish them as something else. So
swing that fly.
Give it a try. See what you think.
Nice. It's like kind of like this ugly-ish fly.
I think that's what's frustrating about it. Yeah, for the eye, it doesn't look super pretty, but
when that thing is pulsating through the river, and Troy's favorite band Nickelback is cranking in the boat.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
Good things happen. Yeah, the bead on the hook can be a biatch.
Yeah.
A lot of flies that require beads also are able to be tied without beads.
This is one of them. Yeah.
Something to think about when you tie your swinging flies. I don't know if we've done beads on any of the swinging flies so far.
No,
might
really,
be the first one.
The preference is you put the weight on the fly or you put the weight on your line. It's one of the two. So you could use a sink tip on your swinging setup or like a streamer setup, or you can use a bead. Oh, look at that handsome boy. Back to grooming.
It's so hard to give the black cat the detail that it needs, so I just added another little light as he's sitting on the pink couch for tonight on Breast Cancer Awareness Night. And why didn't we tie a booby fly? We don't know, but we'll be better next time. As we sometimes things just happen. Wait, all the times things just happen, and that's
isn't that true?
So that's Gord from a few years ago. You might remember the episode to which Gord jumped on the tying table and Tim's famous candle in the old studio.
He hasn't let me have a candle since.
I burned. That's what the cat's doing. He's licking his Rogaine.
his wounds.
He's putting Rogaine back into the system.
It's just amazing how much they clean themselves.
Hey, kitty. Remembering that this cat it chose us.
It did. This isn't even your cat.
It's almost 3 years now. But the reason I wanted him to be on the show tonight is because it reminds me of the TNL FAM. We didn't go out searching for a new group of people. We just happened to gratefully walk into it, and we felt at home and taken care of, just like Gord. And that's how we got Gord.
What a wonderful
He doesn't just always clean himself, but tonight he does. So,
busy cleaning.
All right. We're going to jump right into the next fly, which is the Marabou Clouser. So what I'm going to do is show... Hey, Gord? He loves the Marabou Clouser, too. Every time I say Marabou, he didn't get the headphones. That's probably why.
He can't quite hear you. Yeah.
All right, we're going to get buggy. We're going to check in with Dana and Sketchy on the Marabou Clouser. UTC 140 and...
I'm going to use olive, but white would be great or black would be great too.
White or black. Remember, as last week's episode, we talked about white and how it works for almost every single fly if you have some markers. But yeah, get that out of the kit, and there's no beads to go around this time, so we won't have any of those issues. We'll tie the Marabou Clouser. A little different than the actual bucktail Clouser. Let's check it out.
All right, Dina. I gotta ask, what's the deal with this Marabou Clouser? Ain't a Clouser supposed to be all stiff and bucktaily? This one's all soft and flowy. It's like the hippie version of a Clouser.
Good eye, Sketchy. That is exactly the difference. The Clouser minnow uses bucktail. Gives it a nice stiff profile that holds its shape in the water. But this one, the Marabou Clouser, it's got movement for days. That marabou breathes and pulses in the current, making it look like a wounded baitfish just begging to get eaten.
Wait, so you're telling me that we just took the most famous streamer of all time and made it all wiggly and irresistible? That's borderline cheating, Dana.
Well, maybe sketchy, but when a pattern works, you go with it. Think of it like this. If the regular Clouser is a rock-solid handshake, the Marabou Clouser is a slow-motion hair flip. It's got swagger.
Ah, okay. So the fish see it and they're like, whoa, what is this? I gotta eat it.
Exactly.
Hey, Dana?
Yeah, buddy?
I just want to say that, I've been thinking about your mom tonight, and I know today's a pretty big day. And I just hope she's feeling all the love from the TNL FAM.
Absolutely she is, Sketch. And that means a lot. Thanks, man.
Okay. Back to the slime. So, if this thing is basically the heartthrob of the streamer world, you better be showing us how to tie it tonight.
Oh, Tim is going to show you exactly how to tie it. And I'll probably tell the folks how to fish it. But trust me, when you see it in action, you might just ditch the bucktail for good.
Bold move, Dana. Bold move.
Well, whether it's a bold move or it's just a move. I think that's happened last time too. It is just a different kind of material. So I think what we've learned here on TNL in the past 7 seasons is that your material is replaceable for the most part. Maybe Peacock Curl is the one that's not. But when we try different materials, we get different kind of action with streamers. And we did talk about this earlier in the season on Getting Buggy, about it's not just whether the blah, blah, blah streamer is great. It's how do you fish it? Because they're all designed a little bit different to fish a little bit different. But what I probably could say about the Marabou Clouser or the normal Clouser is that everyone can fish it, and it doesn't require a technique. It's just a streamer that looks great, swims great, and is super effective in all styles of fishing: salt, sea, bass, trout, rivers, all the good stuff. So do we remember the Clouser minnow, the pattern designed by Bob Clouser in the 80s for smallmouth bass in the Susquehanna River? And it's become a very popular fly pattern in all freshwater, saltwater, bass water, and one that sometimes I hear guides around here use quite often. The Clouser Bob was a fly shop owner and a guide in Pennsylvania, and he based the fly on a traditional bucktail streamer. Do you know the difference between bucktail and marabou? Well, stick around and you'll find out. Clouser experimented with split shot weights to get the fly deeper. Clouser was inspired by the lead dumbbell eyes developed by Tom Schmucker of the Wapsie Fly Company. So I was talking to Tim about this earlier, and I felt it very interesting to think of us being new. We're not 50 years into this, but like the idea of using foam, the idea of using rubber legs, and then we find out now that somebody had to come up with the dumbbell eyes. It just hasn't been here forever. I know you're shocked, but the Clouser has a legacy, and Bob Clouser is the man behind the legacy. It's designed to mimic baitfish for bass fishing, but it works for all watersheds where baitfish are a target, a food source. This is a very widely used pattern, as I said earlier, and very often used on the Bow River. You might ask yourself, well, I've tied the bucktail version and now I'm about to tie the Marabou version, but what should I use and why? Well, the Marabou is a softer, more fluid, ideal for subtle presentations. And maybe the Marabou Clouser does matter how you fish it a little more than the bucktail version, because that stiffer bucktail maintains its shape and it's very durable in fast water. But maybe with the Marabou Clouser and you give it a little jiggy, and as you stop retrieving, that Marabou has like a reverse pulse. Something to think about as you tie and you fish the Marabou Clouser. Do you know what Marabou is? Well, it is the soft, fluffy feathers from a turkey's back. Why does it work? Because it moves naturally in the water. Pulsates is what the word I'll use, mimicking baitfish. Interesting. Did you know? I bet you didn't, and maybe you did. But Marabou is such a fun material to work with. And if you really watch it work in the water, it's magic. It dances and it pulses and it does all these wonderful things. But you got to also know how to work Marabou. So what are the key features of the Clouser minnow? Well, the dumbbell eyes. Okay. Cast it, drift it, jig it. Oh my goodness. It's now somewhat of a jigging fly. Another big part about these dumbbell eyes is that the hook rides upside down so that it doesn't snag on the bottom. Does that mean that this fly is supposed to be fished deep? Well, probably. As we alluded to earlier, the use of split shot to get the fly down. Now the dumbbell eyes are just that. But because we orientate them properly, which Tim will show you, it's going to ride hook side up and you're not snagging or dulling your hook on the rocks on the bottom. A very slim profile. To a lot of the streamer patterns that you see out there, you sometimes think the bulk is the best. But the Clouser minnow, tied, tried, tested, and true, will prove to you that sometimes, or most of the times, in my own theories, is less is more. Freshwater, saltwater, and as we discussed earlier, so many diverse ways to fish this fly, and some of those are the versatility. It's proven effective, the constant movement, and the unique action. So do you think you could fish this under an indicator? Well, our friend Troy Langlar might just say different. And yes, he'll say yes because he won a big competition one time. We have a slight joke about that. How do you fish it? You swing it, you strip it, you indicate it. You just got to fish it. It's a very easy fly to fish because it is simple and it is proven and it is tried, tested, and true. So, hey, tie it in all the colors you want. Your dumbbell eyes don't matter what color they are. If they're just regular lead colored, if they have fancy eyes, green, yellow, blue, orange. If you tie it in the same color, different colors, just tie this fly and always have it with you wherever you go around the world because it is a very effective pattern. And I'm super thirsty, Tim. So I think what we should do.
Join Dana and Tim as they sip, savor, and sometimes suffer.
We should drink a beer.
It's that time.
I know. And then we can tie the fly. We're so far ahead of schedule.
Yeah, we're doing good.
You wouldn't even know that it's
schedule?
Breast Cancer Awareness Night. Abrupt music stop.
Yeah,
I was pretty
so.
happy with my selection tonight. Back those off.
You've been crushing
Well,
it.
Tim,
and
what are we drinking here?
I don't say it a lot, but you've been crushing it.
I think so.
And quick ties,
crushed it. Getting some copyright strikes, but hey.
It's worth it. All right, what are we drinking now? We got the Sparkle Puff Flying Monkey Craft Brewery out of Ontario. It's a style, is the triple IPA. Oh, this might be tough for me. It's a 10.2% at an IBU of 37. Pairs well with bold conversations, late night fly tying, marathons, and casting giant streamers in search of monster brown trout. Sparkle Puff.
If cool cans are what we're after.
We sent it over to Tim's camera.
Anyways, it's on the screen.
It's super cool looking, it really is. The Sparkle Puff is not for the faint of heart. This triple IPA is hazy, juicy, and packed with what is that? Intergalactic explosion of tropical flute flavor, dank hops, bold citrus, and a lightning boozy warmth.
Lingering boozy warmth.
I like lightning more. Boozing warmth.
No, you don't like lingering.
Make this a beer that will hit you like a trophy fish blowing up on a mouse pattern in the dark. If you like big, hazy IPAs with serious kick, this is not for me. I can tell you this already. Maybe I'll be surprised.
Brendan, I'll come back to your question here. Oh, damn.
That's good. That is not what I expected. Wow. I might have to make a bump a can back there.
I think you should bump a can because you got two of those like.
This one's gonna make it into the list.
Because it is actually a real beer and it is hoppy and you could taste it. But man, it's good. And somewhere in there, I thought I read juicy.
I need that can.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Just making top 3.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I love being surprised because in my world, like an IPA scares me, and when you hear triple IPA, it scares me 3 times more. But that is totally fine. Like,
so Dave Jackson just chimed in and said, "You're definitely not driving home after a can of Sparkle Puff. It sounds like a Tim beer." He's sleeping over.
Yeah. Sleepover day.
Brandon said, "Is there a time or a season that is best for fishing the Marabou Clouser?"
I think the right question, not to down that question, but it would be like, what's the right condition?
Yeah.
Not season.
Well, so okay, great question, because condition can be, you got the fly in there?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, let's rank these. I'm going to go with 4.
I'm going 4 again. That's 2 4s.
Oh, we had a good night of choosing beers, folks.
Yeah,
make sure you head out and try yourself a Sparkle Puff. It is hoppy. You taste it. Like the word lingering that Tim wanted to change, you can't change because it is lingering.
It's not lightning. It's lingering.
It is lingering. And
not in a bad way.
We're just going to head over to this dual tying cam because we're tying the Marabou Clouser. So talking about time versus condition. So on the river the other day, the water temps were 33.7. Here's something I challenge you guys as we fade out of tying season and we approach fishing season. I challenge you to carry a thermometer. And I have a really good tip about that is the riverside thermometers that exist for a lot of money. Okay. I'm sorry if our sponsors sell these, but you could go on Amazon and you can buy, what are they? They're aquarium.
Yeah, I'll find
They're
it.
aquarium. They're digital and they're aquarium. Go on Amazon. You can buy 3 packs for $10 or whatever. And now I understand you might not have a boat. For us, in our boat, they come with like a long lead. Okay. So what you can do is you can stick them over the edge and stick them on the side of your boat. Cool. What do you do as a walk-and weight angler is it's very interesting because so they just look like that. Like go on Amazon, $19 for 4 of them. Okay.
4 of them, yeah.
I think you pay like $40 for a stream side.
Yeah, one
thermometer.
it's not even digital. It's just like you just stick it in.
Yeah, it's just the mercury / not mercury, whatever. Yeah. Mercury's rising. But what's really cool about this is that you will have a digital readout, okay? Because what happens in the brain upon memory recall is when you can't tell if it was like between 65 and 75 because the graded thermometer you're working with, it's hard to tell. So when you see that number, whether you're Celsius or Fahrenheit, I'm always Fahrenheit on water, is that you see the number and you're like 63.7. And you can recall that later, or you could write it down, or you can put it in your phone. But because it has a big lead, you could like stick it down your on the outside of your leg, and you could just stick it in your pocket, wrap it around one of the hooks on your wader boots, and it's just going to kind of read the temperature. Not that you need to read the temperature every second of the day, but to take a true temperature, or you can like stick it on the end of your rod and you could stick it all the way deeper in the water and you can read the temperature. Because you guys, we got to track things as we go through seasons. It's not going to tell us anything like today, but over 5 to 10 years, we can tell a lot. I wish we had one. I'll go grab a book we have and show you guys at one point. But between all of us guides, we keep track of all of this stuff on the river for the entire year. So you get 200 days of river data. And all of this is coming back to what Tim said was conditions versus time of year. So is it too cold? Is it too warm? Is it too dirty? Is it too clean? Is it too sunny? Is it too cloudy? Is it too rainy? Is it too snowy? Now we got to think like trout.
Yeah.
Right? You know, what happens after a rainfall and the water gets dirty and the temperature of the river is still 60 degrees?
Well, the worms be flowing.
The worms are flowing.
The
the
leeches.
big juicy flies like this marabou, it's pulsing, it's making its magic happen in that hard to see water. If you get into super sunny days, I'm just throwing it out there, I can't promise this, but if you get into super sunny days and you fish a brighter fly and you fish a low profile fly and the water is gin clear and the water's at the right temperature for your area, well, maybe you want the bucktail clouser.
Yeah.
Just
I think something that's really exciting to be on the river is seeing any change. So a lot of times people will see dirty water show up and be like, oh man, what does that mean? What am I going to do now? Do I just pack it in? Don't pack it in, especially on our home rivers. But I'll share a little experience I had on this recent trip to New Zealand where super bright sunny day, about 11 a.m., the river goes completely murky. What happened? All of a sudden, I see a backhoe coming down the river. Turns out, I found out later as I moved up that a backhoe had crossed the river, driven up the river and crossed. And it just, like not chocolate, but like the heaviest silt you could imagine, like just gravel silt. You couldn't see anything. And I thought my day was over because in New Zealand, it's all about sighting fish and what do you do? So I was like, well, what am I going to do? I was like, well, screw it. Put a streamer on. But in my head, I'm like, if I even get my fly line in the wrong place there, the fish spook. 3 casts in, I had a fish, a really substantial brown trout, chase a thin mint streamer onto shore so hard that he beached himself on the rocks and was flopping almost in dry land trying to get back in the water. I've never seen a reaction like that. And never in a million years would I expect to see on a bright sunny day, fish can hardly see in the water, but a dark, thin profiled fly fished close to the surface. And I caught one right after it in the exact scenario, beautiful fish. This happened to be that they couldn't see, but I think what we need to understand about trout is they are ambush predators. They are going to strike if they can see. And if it's so dirty they can't see a nymph. Yeah, what are they going to do? They're going to attack what they can see. And for me, one of the coolest experiences was just, I never caught that fish. In fact, I almost had to help it get back into the water. I felt bad for it. But to see like a wake come from 10 feet away and beach itself so hard trying to eat a streamer on a system where anything spooks a fish, like that's wild.
Well, and then what happened when it cleaned up in the tracks?
Oh, that was even crazier. When I got up to the tracks where I saw this backhoe, and I knew it was a backhoe because I saw it come down the edge of the river. It had made these deep grooves in the river. By the time I got up to them, fish were stacked
it's
in
crazy.
those grooves. Like they adapt like that.
Yeah,
like,
it's probably very common over there that something like that takes place. So to give advice for that spot might not be the same advice for this spot, right? So we got to think like trout, guys, or think like bass, or think like the fish. We got to.
I think that's what's fun in our local systems, though, is like during the thaw and runoff, things can change. New buckets arise, new dips in the gravel. And you might think, well, it only goes from 6 inches to a foot deep.
Yeah.
But to a fish, that's home. Like that change, that relief from current, that anything, it's like.
I think that's kind of fun part about getting a guide is they intimately know the watershed. And if you want to be a guide, I think then you owe it to your customers that you intimately know your watershed.
Yeah. Time on water.
Time on water.
Can't be replaced.
Tow.
All right. Well,
we got a TOW. We got to think of an acronym for that.
Tow. Well, I'm going to switch over mics. We'll get going on this fly. So the super fun thing, in my opinion, about the Marabou Clouser, it's way easier to tie than the standard Clouser, which you're probably thinking, oh, standard Clouser's not too bad anyways. This one's really easy. And I think that's an attractive piece of this fly is you could have a huge variety of colors and sizes because they are easy to tie. It's not going to take you a bunch of time. And truly, there's only 2 materials. It's Marabou and Flash, and some dumbbell eyes and a hook. It's a very, very simple tie. So let's jump into this one. It's not going to take us long to get through. And I think you're going to see we do make a little bit of variation in how we tie it in comparison to the standard Clouser. But we have the freedom of doing that because of the type of material we're tying with. So let's go ahead and get this hook in our vise somewhat level. That's still not perfect. A little bit more down. We'll run with that. Okay. So what I'm going to use for thread on this one is use something a little bit bigger. I'm going to use a 140 denier, something like a 3/0 in the denier world would work as well. I'm going to go with olive, but white or black would work just as well. And I'm going to use it in a 140 UTC. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start my thread a little ways behind the eye. I'm going to avoid the down angle of the downturned eye, and I'm going to start a little further back from that, about an eye length. I'm going to lay a little bit of a thread base down. Nothing crazy, but I'm going to go back and forth on it a couple times. That's where I'm going to attach my dumbbell eyes, and I want something for it to grab to. Now, if you have some super glue on your flying deck somewhere, I advise using it. It's something that really, really helps. Just get those dumbbell eyes to bind to the hook shank really easily. So I'm gonna grab my Zappa Gap. This is something, guys, if you don't have it on your desk, I suggest you just, it's like, it's $10 for a bottle, but there's so many applications for this guy. And I know we talk about different resins, but this one is like, you want something to not move. This is the stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little dab of it a little ways behind the eye. So I would say about a quarter of the way back down the overall hook shank in length is where I'm gonna attach these dumbbell eyes. And if I could suggest anything, I would say leave some room for error. Leave a little bit of extra room behind the eye, more than crowding the eye, because we can't trim off this Marabou as well as we can bucktail. So leave yourself a little bit of space, but I'm not making a huge dab of it here. I'm just gonna put a touch of it on those thread wraps. And now when I get my dumbbell eyes set up on top, it's gonna stick to there even better. So this is what our dumbbell eyes are shaped like. They've got that concave version in the middle. I'm basically gonna come in here and do a quick, we're gonna call it an X wrap. We do have something called a figure 8, but this X wrap is simply one direction, up over to the other direction.
That's what makes you beautiful.
It is, makes it beautiful. Just like so. And then when I place it on there, I want to make sure that it's basically centered in that concave portion of the dumbbell eye, right on top of the hook shank. And on this fly, how we orient the eyes depicts where the fly is going to ride. So if I put weight on top of the hook shank like I do there, the fly is actually going to ride like this, which is what I want for this pattern. It's what it calls for. And the advantage of that is, yeah, your dumbbell eyes might click on the bottom, but your hook's not going to hook the bottom because the weight's always on the bottom. So the chances of getting hooked up on the bottom go down quite significantly. So I can't trust that that's on there yet. I'm going to do a few more X wraps. I'm also going to do some figure 8s around the dumbbell eyes. And then something that's overlooked a lot, but needs to be done is to really secure this so it can't move up or down the hook shank, is I'm going to put some thread wraps under just the dumbbells themselves. I'm not going to go underneath the hook. And that's going to basically cinch it down so it can't move up or down the hook shank. Now that I've got that in there, I feel fairly good and sure that that's not going to move. I am going to cover up the hook shank. This is just something I like to do. I don't know if it's really that important, but I'm going to cover up the hook shank with my thread. But on this fly specifically, different than the original Clouser, is I'm going to be tying in my material only behind the dumbbell eyes or in front right here. I'm not going to be tying in back here. So I'm going to just cover this up with thread, and then I'm going to bring my thread back up behind the dumbbell eyes, giving myself just a tidbit of space. Now, again, remembering that how that's going to orient in the water, this is what the original is going to look like here. I want the white Marabou, which is going to be the underside of the fly, to be tied in first. So let's go ahead and grab a section of the Marabou. The first thing I would do in your kit is I would tie in the big fluff at the end, and then you're also left with a whole bunch of fluff at the bottom. And you can easily peel that fluff off and stack it up and just make multiple flies out of a feather. That's the problem with Marabous. There's so much waste, so we try to encourage to use the whole feather. So I'm going to add a little bit of moisture to this just to slick it back so that I can get an overall gauge on the length. Now, when I go to measure this, I'm going to put my measurement, so that's 1 full hook shank in length. I'm going to add that again, so I come to the back hook bend, readjust my fingers to the eye. Now that's 2 hook shanks in length. Now all I'm going to do is where I'm pinched right here is I'm going to set that forward to just behind the dumbbell eyes, and that's where I'm going to tie it in. Right there, that's how I'm going to do my measurement. Now I'm going to come up over top. I'm going to get that first pinch wrap, and I'm pinching with my fingers so that the Marabou can't rotate around. It's going to stay right up on top of the hook shank. I'm going to do a handful of wraps right here with increasing tension to make sure that that stays right up on top of the hook shank. Okay. Now I'm going to advance my thread to in front of the eye, and I'm going to add a little bit of moisture just to gather the Marabou together and fold it up and over the eyes so it's sitting in that groove on top of the eyes. And now I want to get a thread wrap as close to the eyes as I can. I'm still holding the Marabou with my other finger, and then I'm going to pull tight. Now the goal at the front end of this fly is to create a nice little ramp with my thread. And how I can help aid in that is when I tie this in here now, I'm going to lift up and I'm going to trim this off at a bit of an angle, similar to what we would do with a bucktail. So I trim that off at a bit of an angle. I'm going to come in here and get a little bit more of that out before I put some thread wraps forward. And then I'm just going to come in here and secure down the butts. Now I've got that little bit of cone shape already, but I still have to add a whole nother Marabou and some flash. So now I'm going to flip my vise upside down, and if you don't have a rotating vise, just take it out of your vise and flip it upside down and compress it back in. Now from this position, I'm going to advance my thread back behind the dumbbell eyes, and I'm going to go over to my flash. So I got this crystal flash in here. This is a really big long piece. Pull it out of the mess, but this is a really long piece. Now I'm going to take this and fold it in half, and basically I can get a whole fly out of one long piece. So once I get that folded in half, I'm going to match up the tips. So at the end, I'm going to have this bottom portion here where my finger's in. I'm just going to slide my scissors into that portion down at the bottom, and I'm going to trim that off right there. Now I'm going to set one of those pieces aside, and I'll use it later. Now I'm going to double this over again, matching up the tips. And I'm going to do the exact same thing again. I'm going to bring my scissors down in and trim that off at the bottom. Now from here, I'm going to keep a pinch on these, and I'm going to try to find the midway point in between the two ends so the lengths are similar. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to lay this right behind those dumbbell eyes, take a thread wrap to secure that right on top of my hook shank, or technically the bottom, but what will be the top in the water. I'm going to set those two pieces of flash to one side of the hook shank, and then I'm going to grab the other two and bring them over to the other side, take another thread wrap, and secure those down. So now I should have two pieces of flash on one side of the hook shank and two pieces on the other. I'm going to again advance my thread in front of the dumbbell eyes, and this is where I'm going to tie in my final piece of Marabou, which is going to be my green. So I'm going to come in here again. I'm just going to use the tip piece, but you have all that other piece of the feather to tie in with after if you peel it off the stem. But I'll just show you with the tip, as that's what we're using here. Now to measure this, I want to basically come in here and get this to be as close as I can to the same length as the white marabou. And you can see there, it's pretty close. And then I'm just gonna tip it up and on top of the hook shank, switch hands, and I'm gonna tie this in right this time in front of the dumbbell eyes, not behind. Take a couple securing wraps. I'm still pinching to make sure that it can't rotate forward or around the hook shank. Now from here, what I wanna do is I'm gonna kind of fluff this up a little bit, and I'm gonna try to split it so that half of the marabou goes on one side of the hook shank and half goes on the other. And I spread it around at hook point. So I'm left with it looking something like that. I'm gonna lift up my butt ends. And now this is a little trickier because I've got the turned eye now. The eye is turned up. So I need to come in here and try to trim this off at an angle, but also as close as possible to the tips of the ends. You can get rid of that. And now I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna work a little bit of a thread base to create that ramp. So I'm gonna come back down to the eye, work my way back up on top of it, and slowly and surely I'm gonna be able to cover up the butt ends of that and have a nice tapered ramp down to the eye. Now we still have one more thing we wanna do, and we're gonna add in one more piece of flash. So that's why I told you to hang tight on that other piece of flash that we had cut in half. Now from there, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna double it over just like I did the last time. I'm gonna come into the bottom and trim that off so I have two even pieces. Get my scissors in there, trim it off. And now while holding those tips aligned, I'm gonna again find the midway point between the two ends. I'm gonna lay that right on top, and we're gonna add a little bit more flash. I'm definitely an advocate for more than less when it comes to flash on this fly. I really like have, especially crystal flash, gives off a ton of light. I like how it refracts light, so I'm gonna add the second portion of crystal flash in. Again, I would like two of them to land on one side of the hook shank and two on the other. I'm gonna come in here, gather that with my thread again, pull back those other two strands, and cover that up with some more thread. Now we will trim those all to length here in a moment, but that is what we should be left with at this point. Now let's come in here and whip finish this fly. I'm only gonna do one whip finish, as I am gonna put some resin on here to finish off this fly. I'll come in here, got my 3 to 4 turn whip finish. And this time I am gonna go over to my UV Solares. I like how it makes a nice hard head. If you've got any thread up and over the eye, just trim it out of the way, or any materials. And now I'm gonna come in, like I said, with my UV Solares Bone Dry. I like this because it really soaks into the thread wraps and creates a nice base and a hard kind of cone head to the fly. Now I want to apply it to all the thread all the way around. Once I've got that, I'm going to kind of just give it a half a second to soak in, and then I'm going to come in and hit it with the UV light. Really let that cure, 3 to 5 seconds. Then from there, I'm going to turn this around and flip it back upright. And I'm gonna pull back all the materials so that I can see where that flash is ending. And I wanna trim that off right at the back of the marabou. So then go ahead and grab your scissors. All of those pieces should be just a little bit long. Trim those right off at the back of the marabou. Now I'll add some moisture again to it just to see the profile. And that is what we're gonna be left with when it's in the water. Obviously our crystal flash is kind of all over the place right now, but in the water, that's what it's gonna look like. Got 2 layers of crystal flash, 2 different opposing colors of marabou, and that is gonna be our Marabou Clouser. So as you can see, super easy to tie, but there's just a lot of advantages to this in that the simplicity of tying, I think, is really there. It's an easier fly to tie than a standard Clouser. And in actuality, the materials we're using are gonna move in the water a lot more. Like Dana said, a pulse and a refractory pulse over and over. The beauty of the dumbbell eyes is it's a strip pause, and on that pause is when we find we get a lot of takes. And it's because it's up and down in the water, up and down the water. Really creating this wounded bait fish appearance. You can tie this in so many different colors. This is my favorite. I love the olive and white. But yeah, give it a try. Give different sizes a try, different colors a try. This is definitely more catered to trout. It's not a super big fly, maybe 2 inches in total length. But you could definitely tie bigger and fish the same in salt water. That is our Marabou Clouser.
That is the Clouser of Marabou.
Marabou.
We lost our cat.
You ditch us? Straight up ditched us.
The cat ditched us. But you know what didn't ditch us? Is we got Flyingo. If you're still here, it's K-pop. Oh, its audience is growing, ironically.
K-pop time.
Honestly,
Yes, it is.
we're over time. No.
Over time, under budget.
What? Who came up with this? You got 2 hours to do whatever you want to do. I think that's not true, but that was a great tie.
That was just you, I think, who came up with that.
Yeah, I think that was me.
Yeah, great fly.
Check it out, Tim. Check it out. Look at the bacon cam.
Ooh, we got a little casing going on here. Those definitely do appear to be blueberries.
I think so? Question mark. I'm just looking back.
Yeah, blueberries for sure. Is that like blueberry like muffin or?
Oh, they just came out of the.
Oh man, look at that.
Having schmovin.
I don't know what those are, but they look great.
Well, I know what they are.
What? Tell me.
I know exactly what they are.
They're not ham pies.
If I could just find the exact right photo that I didn't put up here because I didn't do it. I didn't do it properly. Anyways, as I have the photo here and I forgot to put it there. But I gotta share it with you guys because let me just load it up here because it's so good. I don't know why I need to share a photo with you guys. Oh, that's the wrong computer. We're gonna try this one over here. The one that you guys are a part of. It's you are this one, and this one is not you. And this one is you, but
oh,
there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
That looks
in all of its glory. In all of its glory and graciously, the blueberry lemon crumb cake.
Oh, is it time to eat
This
them?
is like absolutely artistic. It's time to eat.
Let's do it.
It's time to eat. It's time to play Flyingo. That K-pop is ruining that QR code. Get in, click the QR code, folks, because you can get yourself a pre-order. The blueberry.
Looks pretty good to me. Oh, smells not bad.
All right, this is unadulterated eating time.
Yeah, it's that time of night. How do you get into this thing? Get out my tying scissors. It's like surgery. Oh, there we go.
All right, I just had to turn off all the effects on the microphone so that we could get totally ASMR mode. I don't think they're going to be as loud as every other one.
Oh, they're quite soft. What is she going to come up with next?
Probably the cure for cancer.
Oh, heavy. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
Oh, that's good. It's like just the right amount of lemon, too.
Yeah, like. I gotta give a name for the front of my brain that does dances every time I eat Maggie's baking. We'll call it the
Richard Simmons.
We'll call it the Richard Simmons frontal lobe.
He likes the front lobe.
that music?
I don't know. Too bad Gord left. We get his. Maggie, well done.
I think what's happening. The music stopped.
Ah, yeah.
What was it? I think that was Richard Simmons dancing in my frontal lobe.
I think it was.
Could you imagine this on the boat tomorrow with coffee?
There's one. It's mine.
The opportunity is plentiful. All right.
I'm dinging. Oh, jeez.
And then you hit the blueberry and it pops.
Mm-hmm. That's so
I
good.
wonder what it tastes like with this beer. Oh.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not wrong.
It's not right. If it's not wrong, it's right.
It's not wrong. It's right. So what we're trying to say is there's blueberries in here, and there's going to be blueberries in the hand pads that we pre-order for Trax Pub.
I am very excited for those. I'm not going to lie.
That is a night to remember. Maggie, we love you. We love your baking. We are grateful for everything. All right, folks, on to bigger.
You got your cards?
On to things that you guys could win. We got some prizes back here.
What's in there tonight?
We haven't even showed you. But do not forget that there is only one more Flyingo after tonight. Because on episode 12, we don't do Flyingo. No, we don't. Because on episode 13, if you've not been here before, it is your chance to give back to the show. But most importantly, it's your chance to get in on what we call the 5th annual $10,000 donation giveaway. Easy peasy. You want to donate to the show? You donate to the show. And you get chances to win. Last year, I think we were over 36 different prizes. And prizes are like fly fishing trips, fly rods, fly reels, trips down to Montana, Wolf Creek Anglers, a whole bunch of swag and fishing gear from our friends at Fishpond. We got, I don't even remember, like, we calculate it up and it comes to over $10,000 every year. And some of you guys have talked about this in the past where you've just wanted to help get prizes for the $10,000 donation giveaway. If that's you and that's still your cause, well, reach out to us because that final episode, folks, is magical. The amount of stuff that's given away is wow.
Yeah, there's some
not
good
as
stuff.
Good as Maggie's baking, but it's pretty close.
Oh, maybe there should be some.
Your
of that
Richard Simmons frontal lobe will be dancing, and sometimes people win multiple times, and I don't know why, because it's a totally random draw.
There. Seems to happen at least a couple times a year.
Dave said you need a room.
Yeah,
we have one.
We're in it
here. We're in it. Do you need a room, Dave? All right, well, let's play some Flyingo as we are way over K-pop time, and we're going to go one line. And remember, this week is just a winner. No, the cat's back to get his baking.
Hey, buddy.
We got a couple. We got a sun shirt. We got another different material, camouflage sun shirt. We've got. Did you already show everybody? And I was just snoozing. We got
a whole sticker pack here.
Oh yeah,
crazy sticker pack. A whole bunch of stickers from us here at Fly Fishing Board Outfitters. Some love people catch fish. Some our logo. Some eat it. Some hopper broppers. Lots of stickers. But also we've got a hat from Fishpond. This hat. We also got one of the Fishpond pucks, which if you don't have these yet, don't buy one because you'll be addicted to them and you'll have 10 of them.
And they stack together. That's the cool part.
I've literally changed my whole system because of those.
That's all
crazy.
I use. I don't use fly box as much.
We've got our classic, my favorite sun shirt, the camouflage sun shirt from us here at Fly Fishing Boat Outfitters.
Guys, Bruce is up for stickers.
What's this?
Well, that was given to the sporting gents.
I like it. I love that material.
I know. Super cool.
If it wasn't only XXXXXXL.
That's only XL, but if it was a gift for you, then you might be able to work out hard and grow into it, but it's not. It's for the Flyingo.
We've got some nippas.
Nippa.
Nippa. We also got this,
what's this? Wow.
A Yeti bottle from our friends at Hyde Drift Boats.
Hyde Drift Boats.
Look at
That's
that.
what we're talking about.
That's an awesome bottle. That's got some value.
Yep.
I'm assuming this is supposed to be in there. I don't know. Look at me first before I show.
Oh, yeah. The
Okay.
Bropper. Yeah.
This is a poster of the Bropper. If you haven't seen it, I'm not unwinding it, but it is an awesome photo of a hopper.
Yeah. Well, you can
looking
show
like
them
a
the
brown trout.
sticker. The sticker's in here. And it's the miniature size version. I can't stop eating this.
This is what the poster looks like right here. The Bropper. Awesome poster. Awesome sticker. There might even be one in the sticker pack.
My Richard Simmons is dancing again. I don't think he stopped dancing. All right, you just need one line, folks. You just head over to the website, get your Flyingo card. And when you win, you just got to write in the comments, bingo. Call number, and
Bingo.
bingo ID number. And then we can verify it.
I'm not stopping with this thing.
Oh.
I'm taking it right to the end.
Good Lord.
It's so like light and easy to eat.
Blueberry lemon crumb cake.
Crumb delicious. Up to call 7 and nobody's won yet. It's only 1-9.
Usually takes 8.
Yeah, is it? I should be checking my bingo card, but I can't.
I'm done.
You're done. I'm almost there.
Wow, that is so good.
I'm done.
Oh,
that was fantastic.
there we go. Claude's a winner. We got a winner. Mr.
Ooh,
Claude.
Mr. Delisle.
Claude. Call number 6.
Oh, he didn't need 8.
Card 104. All right, let's check him out. Let's make sure he is a winner.
Careful, Dave's on his way over here too.
I sure hope so.
Come on, Davey.
Claude. Oh, Charlie Dickow, Bingo Card 42. Charlie, you've been here before. We need to know at which call, because according to this, our good friend Claude is a call number 6 champion.
All right, well, we just need to know if that's ×2 or what call you were on.
Do we need to do a tiebreaker?
We haven't done a lot of those this year.
Nope.
Need to do more. Those are more fun.
Call 7. All right, Charlie. You're not in the running because Claude is call number 6. Claude was still struggling to get his beat on his hook, and he said, oh my, I've got... Yeah, that's retribution. That's exactly it. That is what matters. The struggle, the pain, the persistence. Guys, check it out. Speaking of which, this book right here by our friend Jeremy Evans, I need you to screenshot this and go find him on Instagram. The Grizzly Dude 1. Okay? Go buy this book. For everybody who's in the backcountry, you have to read this book. I bought it on Saturday and I didn't set it down until I finished it. Absolutely phenomenal story. About a mauling just kind of west of here, a place that we hang out and fish in, and talking about the resilience that, wow, anyways, highly suggest you go get that book. Make yourself a happy person and read Jeremy's book. All right, well, that looks like we've got a winner. We got nobody contesting that victory. We've got...
The big question is, does he have a Captain Clutch sticker?
It doesn't matter because it got it for free because...
Oh, was it pay it forward?
Like a long time ago, somebody won and they paid it forward and they paid it forward and they paid it forward. So tonight was just a given. Tonight was a given. Claude is a victorious man.
Well done, Claude.
Yeah.
Good night for that.
Yeah. Anyways, I reached out to Jeremy and I said, dude, you should come sit on the couch, tell your story. He is resilience. That's super cool. I love meeting awesome people. And that was one of them. So I don't know what else to do tonight.
We've done it all.
We've kind of done it all.
Had great baking. Had some good flies. Had some good combos with Mom.
Yeah, that was all. I was super proud of her.
Yeah. Talk about resilience.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do what we do best.
What's your win? This is the time of the show where you need to share with us what is important now. And we've said this a lot, but it doesn't have to be something that's always super positive. It's just what's going on in your life that's important. This group is all about supporting and helping you through whatever you're going through. So if it isn't something good, we're here for you. If it is something good, that's fantastic, and we want to celebrate that. So what's important now? Drop it in the comments. Me and Dana will both go, but we're also going to read through your wins of the week or the month or since you've been in with the group. And it's a great thing because you get to think about already starting tomorrow what's going to be your win next week. So it's great.
What's important now? As always, Timothy Hepworth.
I always got to go
so
first.
Much to share.
Well, what is my win now? This isn't going to be a hard one for me. I have been away from you guys for 2 weeks, and I had a fantastic holiday, and there's so many wins that have come out of my time away. Some of the major ones, I guess, first off would be, and I think it was my last win of the trip before I left, was, having the freedom to go and not feeling, having Aaron be able to step in, and I know he crushed it. And nothing makes me happier than feeling the freedom to go off and still be able to spend time with my family, knowing that these guys got my back and they're going to cover. So thank you, Aaron, for doing that. That was incredible, and you crushed it. Obviously, the trip was really great for me in a lot of ways, but a couple of the big ways, we had some pretty major goals. This was a very goal-oriented trip for my whole family. For me and Ren, we were headed off to, in the first few days, we were experiencing a hunt in the backcountry, New Zealand. We had 6 days in the backcountry. And while we were doing that, Trish was doing an ultramarathon stage race for 7 days, 260 plus kilometers. And we kind of part ways. We didn't get to have a whole lot of communication as we were kind of out of reach and all that. But for me and Ren, I just got to say how proud I am of her. She showed resilience in ways that I didn't know a little 9-year-old could. We experienced some extremely difficult days in hard country, and our goal was to harvest a mature bull tar, which we did. We actually came away with an outstanding bull, and the memories that I got to share with her on that trip, as a dad, there's nothing that could replace that. And a huge shout out to my friend Jamie, who made the trip happen. Without him, it couldn't have happened, and he was there for every step of it. And super unbelievably grateful for that experience. And while we were doing that, Trish was off crushing it, and she ended up taking first overall as a female in her event, which if you know my wife, she's an extremely motivated person, but she has been training for so long for this and had some really tough ups and downs with injuries. Even just being able to complete this race was a huge victory. But to be able to crush it and take the women's category, and not just that, she finished 4th overall of male and female. Like, I just couldn't have been more proud of being able to finish our hunt, have 2 days, and actually be able to go and Ren got to cross the finish line with her and give her a medal. It was kind of a surreal experience for us. And then getting to share in a few more days together before we came home. All in all, it was just such an important time away together, and I'm so grateful for it and grateful for the whole experience. That being said, I missed home. I missed you guys. There's nothing, you love something a lot when you're doing some really cool shit and you miss what you're missing. Yeah. Like it's such a weird thing. People are like, oh, what are you even thinking about it for? Like, but for me, it's like, I miss seeing you guys every week, and even just a couple weeks away felt like a lifetime. So getting to come right back, I got home last night. There was nothing like coming and showing up and getting to hang out with Dana for the day, and
no beats were skipped.
No, get right back into it and get back into life. So I'm super grateful for it. So thank you to all who watched along and shared and everything with our trip. Thank you for the encouragement, and we had a blast, and we're grateful for you and your support, and ready to be back doing this. And unfortunately, it feels like it's going to be over before it started, but we're going to cherish every moment of it. So
that just means that it's stages.
Yeah.
The stages of life, the stages of TNL. Because as sad as it is that it ends in a couple weeks, it's exciting because we know that we're getting to spend time on the river with OQP, and we get a whole 6-ish months of that. And that time also flies and goes by way too quick. And it's just super fun to hear your stories of the past couple weeks, and you're trusting Aaron to do a phenomenal job and take care of everybody here, and chatting with you. And it's just like how much you miss TNL. I'm like, dude, you're just where you are. And it's like, yeah, but you guys are super important to Tim and myself, and that brings it back, and that you want to be here. So
yeah,
just remember, all good things come to an end. It's like TNL in a couple weeks, but my turn to share victory, a win, something that is titled "What's Important Now," and because I have a picture, and yeah. Anyways, that was just a little bit before the show. Janine FaceTimed us. She was with my mom as she just got out of surgery, and it's just a fun photo because she's giving us the thumbs up, and we're just like, we're just happy to see her. That the surgery went an hour overtime, as you might have heard her talk about earlier, which kind of gives everybody a little bit of anxiety because why would it go an extra hour? And yeah, I think it's crazy when you see your parents fighting and battling and just maintaining strength. And as we saw her tonight, it's like as if she went through nothing. But I know inside, in her head and her heart, and yeah, it's the whole purpose of the night was this awareness for breast cancer. And I think she gave some really great tips to people out there with her journey. And what'd she say, 44 years of blamed it on me. So
just a few.
Yeah, I just am very grateful for my mom. I'm grateful for Janine that you can see in the photo. She went there. She spent the night and she spent the day. Weirdly, it lands on a Thursday, and we talked about moving this night, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It was a beautiful day. Anxious and nervous and excited, and I just knew that God had it taken care of. So when you kind of know that, your stress kind of goes away because we don't control any of that stuff. No. And it's beautiful. So
It's a beautiful thing.
that's my win.
It's
Now
a
you
great
guys,
win.
you guys share away as you have been. And we will read them to you. Boom. All right, Mr. Travis Booth, my win was meeting your mom, Dana. I'm amazed by the strength of her generation. Thanks for sharing her strength with us. Continual prayer for her and your family. Amen to that.
Amen. Doug, my win for the week was teaching my granddaughter how to tie her first fly. That's special.
Nice.
That's awesome, Doug.
Ken Kutch put new floor in the boat and is ready to go get blown around the river in the wind this weekend.
Nice. Mr. Jones, win this episode, hearing about the successful day that your mom and family had today with the situation you had all faced. Thinking of you all as you navigate it. Second win, the week I got to spend with my girls as mama is away in Europe. They blew me away with how awesome they are and continue to be.
Nice. Tyler got to go with a great group of guys to Puerto Vallarta to train firefighters from 8 different departments. Last week, met incredible people and loved every minute of it. Super grateful for the experience, and I know you just shared in the OQP as you went down there.
I saw that. That's amazing. Gary Durfee, found out Monday the new friend that I was getting to know landed in the hospital. Passed last Thursday. Sad for family. Just don't know much about the situation though. Almost makes it a lot harder. Thinking of you, Gary, though. That's tough, man.
Andy, win for the week. My good buddy Jim has been fighting throat cancer. His doctor gave him the good news yesterday that life can go back to normal. Cancer's gone. Hallelujah. And he will be joining us at Bear Camp this year. Also, tomorrow is Jesse's 18th birthday, and Tuesday is Eli's 17th birthday.
Wow.
Oh, my.
So many birthdays.
The Hillbilly household is grown up. Glad you had a great trip, Tim. Also glad your mom's surgery went well. Dana, thanks for a great night, everybody. OQP LPCF.
Thanks, buddy. That's awesome. Scooter, win of the week. Seeing Mama Dana after the day she had today and coming on here and telling her story. Pretty unbelievable. She's a tough lady. Yeah, that sums it up, eh? So true.
Yeah. Kat, you can't walk over there. You will hit buttons you shouldn't. Did you want your blueberry?
To the floor.
Dave got an email saying how good of a job I did at a lodge that I previously worked at, and I've been offered a job at Nautica Marine Group guiding for a portion of the summer in an area I truly love.
Oh, that's awesome, buddy. Cole Clayton, my win is hearing about Dana's mom having a successful surgery and recovering. Screw that cancer stuff. After the cancer.
Yeah. Troy, I've had a crap year so far for losing people to cancer. And our mom, our summer mom, and yes, I consider her that. She treats me like the one of the family going through her surgery today. So, as I scroll, glad to hear things went well today and having the prayers answered.
Amen. Adrian, my win. Happy and healthy family with a roof over our heads and food in our bellies. Excited for IF4 and the finale extravaganza. Remembering our mom's women in our lives here and gone. OQP LPCF.
Looks like it's Mr. Dickhouse. Birthday.
Is it his birthday today?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Oh, wow. It's your happy
The mayor
birthday.
turned 67. No, well,
61.
he was.
Right? He was 60 last year?
65.
66, I think now.
I don't know. The mayor.
Happy birthday,
has
buddy.
a birthday. Round of clicks for the mayor, boys and girls, tomorrow. The cat. The cat will be a mainstay. Where did the rest of my dessert go? That's my fault. It's in my belly. Hey, it's your birthday. happy birthday.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
Mayor Dickau also fought colon cancer this year, and as he noted earlier, that early detection saved him, and that is super awesome to hear that he took care of that. And bye-bye. Get out of my body. We got the mayor, folks. He's turning 767 something.
One of those numbers.
65,
it's up there.
Wasn't it?
I think it was 65 last year, so it'd be 66. I think. Let us know.
Nice. Mr. Cole Wynn chatted with my sister yesterday, who is back to work full-time after round 2 in the cancer battle. It's not over, but celebrating winning the battles. Love to Dana's mom and the rest of the fam. Sending thoughts and prayers and drinks your way. What do you think it takes for Bruce to get a profile photo?
I don't know. We should take one for him. A good one.
I've taken a lot of photos of the man. Over
That's
the years.
true. Roger BD, win for the week. Physical therapy is kicking my butt. Sore all over. Hoping to see the benefits soon. The positive, my daughter, who had been sick in the last week and a half, is feeling better and back to classes. Big win. 1, a guided trip for 2 with a local guide and a buddy. I will be heading to the coast to chase some redfish in the marshes of southeastern North Carolina. The end of the month. Oh, that's an awesome win.
Mr. Danny Ulster, my win for the week. First shout out to Dana's mom. She wins. We all win. We also got word that my wife got her transfer back to Salt Lake City from Denver. No more staying in a crash pad. So happy she's coming home. Also, while I was watching the amazing Timbo tie up a fly, I got word I won a raffle for a guided trip on the San Juan River, a fly rod, and a few other prizes.
What? Well, I'll be waiting my call to join you.
Feeling lucky. He's so lucky.
That's awesome, dude. What a day.
What's he going to win on the $10,000 donation giveaway on the final episode? We don't know. You don't know. You'll have to tune in and find out.
Riding the high
Let's
now.
go.
My win of the week, I spent some time with an old friend at the gun range today. Our lives are so busy, and it's so hard to find some time to make time for each other.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Making time. Mr. Brendan. Win for the week was going ice fishing with my 2 sons, Mike and Jason, and both of their 2 kids. The kids got along so well, and they managed to land a few fish. Oh, nice. QP. And that's Mr. Baggs and Mikey Dumont. Arctic Grayling.
No wins. I would disagree from your following statement, but just wanted to say thanks for the show. Happy to hear about Dana's ma.
Yeah, that's a win there. That is a win. So many things are wins. They're what's important now. We appreciate that. Mr. Crap. I should have a thing. I'll make a thing.
Boots and coats. There's got to be a silent letter there. I don't know which one.
Mr. Crap. He loves it. My win is great friends and family. Where would we be without them? Lots of river time coming up this weekend, and he is excited for that. Thanks, fellas. Mayor got some love.
Nice.
We love you, Mayor.
Yeah,
we love you, Norma. Talk about like unselfish people. That
the epitome.
That's the dick house. If you haven't met the mayor and his wife, Barry and Norma, it is like it's God's gift to the earth.
Yeah,
that's right.
Just take care of people. That's all we do.
Like thanklessly, and just you guys are good. You guys are God's gift to this earth.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Struthers, my win, spending the week on the shop floor, learning from our talented pneumatic and electric technicians and Spartan controls. No matter where you are in life or how old you are, take all opportunities to learn all things minor and major. Finally, here's to Dana's mom and the Lattery family on the success of today's events.
Amen.
Love you all. Yeah. 66.
Mr. Dickau Wynn is 66 years old. Watching the grandkids play hockey. Less than 3 weeks to go fishing. Because that's when it opens. That's why IF4 on March 22nd is so awesome. Because it's like a big kickoff. March 22nd. And then the final episode, which is the Thursday following, it's like, if we can't get you excited for fishing, nobody can.
Very true.
Sometimes, like I said earlier, all the time, good things come to an end. And this has been one of my more favorite episodes because it doesn't feel like it's been 2 hours and 40-ish minutes.
Not a chance.
It doesn't feel like we've drank 2 of the greatest beer on Beer 30. And it sure doesn't feel like I just crushed an entire
pastry of
item.
heaven. I think they call it manna. I think isn't that what was a gift from God?
Yeah. There is honey in the rock, and that's what it's all about. And I can preemptively tell you that tomorrow's going to be a win because Tim and I are going to go float the Bow River with a couple of the other guys from the Bow River gang. And I'm super excited. Boats are full, and whether it is a boat ride, whatever it is, we're super excited to spend some time together on the bow and just enjoy. Stop in, see my mom in the morning, and she's probably higher than a mother effer right now or in bed or whatever she is. But that was pretty cool to have my mom on the show because I just don't think in her right mind she would have done this.
I don't think so. We've been waiting for this moment for so long.
Yeah, and she didn't just come in shy. She came in bold.
Yeah. It's just a gem.
Yeah.
Finally happened.
Well.
Yeah.
We did it. We tied the Marabou Clouser, the swinging caddis. We listened to Sketchy. We listened to Baldy. My mom came on the show for the first time.
That's what more can you ask for?
Yeah. My computer just said we're running out of disk space and they're going to shut us down soon. So
it's the last time we'll ever have season 7, episode 10.
It will end forever. You'll find it on YouTube stored, but you will never be able to join it live again. All good things come to an end just like this, but we will be back for 3 more episodes.
Yeah.
3.
Good flies
Only
next
3.
week too.
And then we got about a 10-month hiatus from you guys. So make sure you let your friends know. Make sure you join in. Have fun. We'll have the donation giveaways up next week. Make sure you get your baking orders in from Maggie so that you can pick them up at Trax Pub. Make sure that you text me tomorrow and say, how's your fishing day going? We're running out of space. Until we meet again, love people, catch fish.
OQP.
Times and places are all in who you share them with, and it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with. Joy is who you share it with. And the weeks and the weekends are keeping close who you spend it with. And in time, what you find is the time is who you spend it with. Joy is who you share it with. Who you share it with. Who you share it with. Yeah, now